value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit vigzero.com. That's VIGZERO.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And we already have breaking news. Breaking news, if you ain't heard it yet, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is breaking news. Deandre Hopkins out for the rest of the regular season, might come back for the postseason with his a knee injury. He's got a sprained knee. Surgery might be an issue, might be a thing, but he's going to wait and get a second opinion and see what's what. If he gets surgery, okay, if he needs surgery, he's gone for the rest of the season, postseason, everything beyond until next season.
So let's keep in mind what this means. DeAndre Hopkins has missed one game in his entire career. One season game in his entire career. This would be the first time he'd be out multiple games.
Yes. Yeah. And, he missed 3 games this season already. But that was
up to this point, until he got this injury, he missed one game in his entire career.
No, he missed 3 games already this season.
Up to the point where he got the injury, he missed.
So you're saying
one
this was
game.
an injury from earlier in the season?
Yes. Yeah. When he injured it earlier this season, before he was out this season for multiple games, he missed one game. Because I know what's going to happen. All those people that are like to text in to us and tell us how DeAndre Hopkins is a diva because he doesn't practice. It's all because he doesn't practice. He's not a practice guy.
I wasn't even thinking that.
No, I'm not saying you were.
It has been texted in before.
It has been texted in. And so I hope everybody hears up to the point where he injured the knee this season. He missed one regular season game.
Well, okay. I don't think we needed to get too defensive on that yet. There's no question DeAndre Hopkins has been lights out, the star receiver of the team. But if anybody texts in, well, this is what happens if you don't practice. I'm just not going to read the text. Okay, I'm gonna treat it like a Kyler Murray short joke. I'm just not going to read the text.
I just trying to say
if you're saying now, did you read this? Did somebody tell you this? That this is from an injury earlier in the season and not something that happened in the game the other day?
Did not happen in the game the other day. This is what he's been dealing with. A sprained knee is what kept him out earlier in the season, and it was re-aggravated in the game against the Lambs.
So I guess we shall see. I don't know what the timetable is for the decision on the surgery, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty quick because, I'm sure he wants to get this figured out sooner than later as well.
Oh, yeah.
So a couple things. One, if you have AJ Green in fantasy football, you're gonna want to play him this week.
I can't. So
2, and of course, Mr. Wilbur was the first to chant this: Larry, Larry, Larry. I'd say this is the moment. If Larry was going to come back,
came to mind immediately when I heard this news.
Not that he would be the star receiver, but boy, he would be a good person to put in the slot. And then spread out the rest to help out in the cause, with AJ Green and Christian Kirk and whatnot. This is the moment. And Donnie, shut up. Donnie, the Viking fan. Well, that's why you don't print banners in October. You've never heard anyone on this show printing banners. You've never heard anyone on this show say, "Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl." No, nobody has said that. That's Donnie. I know from your experience as a Vikings fan, saying those sorts of stupid things is a normal occurrence for your pack, but you've not heard that here on the Daily Blender. I don't know where else you might have heard that, but you haven't heard that here. Keon, who is a objective third party, has no back me up on this. Have we done that?
No. Well, we know Randy just stone cold refuses to say anything beyond the next week. Is something that he's willing to guarantee. And he's always going to pick his Cardinals, but he never jumps the gun on that. And neither of you.
Donnie is Twitter bitter. I love Donnie. It cracks me up to watch him because I see his Vikings meltdowns on a regular basis. So he's so angry about how bad things are in Minnesota that he just lashes out to anyone having a good day wherever he can on the Twitter and sports. And so now he's like, yes. He's like, you're Palpatine. You're Palpatine, Donnie. That's who you are. Palpatine Donnie just like, let the losses run through you like the Vikings. Yeah, no, sorry, Donnie. That it's not happening here, my friend. Big Stanky says, afternoon, guys. Made it to Tennessee. Been a hell of a trip. Had a flat this morning, but was able to get a new tire at no cost. Hey, Randy, you hang in there with your cards. You're going to be just fine.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm just looking up the wide receiver core of my Arizona Cardinals. AJ Green will probably be either 1 or 2 now. Rondale Moore is in the wide receiver room. Also Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella. This might be his time to shine. Those are all the guys that are out there besides DeAndre Hopkins. And I think the guys on the ESPN are just going absolute nuts right now.
Oh, we just lost Randy. We just lost Randy. So whatever it is he's saying, I mean, if you're watching on the video feed, it's very entertaining as he continues on, not realize. And there we go.
I just figured it out.
That was a good 45-second romp that we missed out on. So we'll have to ask him what it was when he comes back. But all right. Big Stanky also says, Jeffrey, I hate to say it, but I need the Colts to win this weekend. Sorry, Big Stanky. I can't guarantee nothing on that. And Keon, I did get me some Zaxby's, had a free meal on the Zaxby's app. That was awesome.
Well, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed it.
There you are. Boogie says, yeah, Larry should come back. I agree. If he is ready, if he's ready to play, if he's in football shape, then yes, this is that moment where he could come back and then nobody could give him any issues. You know what I mean? Like just showing up for a ring ceremony kind of thing. Now, Donnie, I'm not guaranteeing anything or printing banners, but it has been a conversation that if this is the Cardinals' year, boy, it just doesn't feel right not having Larry there. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. So what is going on with ASU basketball? What's going on? They won. They beat Creighton. For those of you who don't know, Creighton is not just a cranky old man who used to be called my dad. Creighton is a school in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Anyway, they beat Creighton 58-57. It's the third straight win for ASU. Okay, have they found themselves? Have they found ways to win? Have they found Jesus? What is going on with ASU? Are we going to be getting better, or is this just you get what you get when you get it?
I think that's a sign that you're going to be getting better. I don't know. I can't guarantee it. I've seen too much up and down from this basketball program this season. But when you beat a team like Creighton, and not just a third win in a row, but Creighton's a damn good team. That's a basketball school, and they're always competitive. They're in the tournament every year. Beating Creighton is a big deal, and they gutted out a victory last night. I was able to watch the second half of that game, and they were able to buckle down defensively, get some stops against the Creighton team that can shoot the three ball as well as anybody in this country can.
It was like a mirror flipped over if you look at what happened between the first half and the second half for both these teams. So I hope you're right. I hope this shows that this is a team that is getting better. But Big George says they lose to nobody's schools like UC Riverside and Loyola Chicago. They score only 29 points against Washington State. Now they're on a 3-game streak. They beat a good Creighton team. This team is confusing.
It's a roller coaster. I think what this win shows is that they have the talent to hang with the big dogs.
Well, talent is good. Maybe. So then what? Are we supposed to look over? It's like, hey, Bobby Hurley. Hi. Maybe start coaching earlier in the season. Hey, look, Randy's back. Let's see. Blissful Hayes says, here's what you do. You move Kyler Murray to receiver to replace DeAndre. He would be really great on the short route. Wait, what? He didn't even make a short joke. You were just saying make Kyler Murray a receiver.
Really great on the what were you saying there? He's really great on the short route. I can see him from a mile away.
Yeah. I guess you saw that one before I did. But he said Colt McCoy proved he can win without starting receivers and running backs. So I think that's probably not a great idea, Blissful Hayes, but maybe a gadget play idea. Mr. Pink Eye says, the jinx is in. This is nothing to do with the jinx. Nothing to do with the jinx. And if you try to blame me for DeAndre Hopkins being injured, I'll poke you in the eye.
And what would you have said that would have caused that jinx to happen?
I guess what I did the other day. What I really didn't even do. I didn't do that to the Cardinals or to Randy. I was just teasingly chasing my wife around the house going, it's a lock. That was all I was doing.
Which is funny.
And then I told the story here. I didn't actually say on the air, it's a lock, did I? I don't think I did.
No, you threatened to do it a couple of times, and Randy was giving you the stink eye.
Right. My wife seems to think I actually did come on and do that.
I think you did. If we played the tape back.
I would encourage you to. So if I actually did, I apologize. But it has zero to do with anything, Pink Eye. Kyle G says... Okay, these are texts from yesterday. Yeah, there's something weird going on with Kyle G's texts and stuff. President Wallet says, if the Cardinals lose all the remaining games, will they still go to the playoffs? No, they're not clinched in yet, right? If they lose all the remaining games?
They're not guaranteed yet.
They're not guaranteed.
That depends on the math of the other wins and losses. So, listen, they're not going to lose all the remaining games just because DeAndre Hopkins is out. I mean, there's been times in games where DeAndre Hopkins has been well covered and you have to find other ways of getting it done.
Yeah. Let's not forget who they have. Zach Ertz has been a target of Kyler Murray's. Let's not forget, guys, this is still a good team. DeAndre Hopkins is not the end all be all of this team. He was the number one wide receiver. It's going to hurt, but we'll make some adjustments here. It's going to be okay.
And he might be back for the postseason. So, hang in there. So there you go. Let's see. Daylight Drew says, so how the two college teams do with recruiting day? It's a good question. I didn't see much on ASU or U of A, actually.
I believe ASU, as far as National Signing Day, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
College football National Signing Day. I think ASU was like 88th or something.
Well, what did Arizona do?
They didn't even show up.
Yeah. So I do know this, that somehow Deion Sanders may have ruined Travis Hunter's life because Travis Hunter, who is the number 2 overall college football recruit, has said, you know what? Not so much with Florida State. How about Jackson State instead? And he's going to go play for Deion Sanders. Keon, was this a wise move on Travis Hunter's part?
Well, I think I think it can be. He is in a situation where, because of the head coach and what he has done in that program, you're going to be able to play where there's all eyes on you. And you're going to be the focal point of the team.
No, it doesn't matter if you're just getting loss after loss after loss.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that Jackson State, playing in the conference that they play in, that they haven't been getting loss after loss. And, they're going to have to schedule one or two big boys every now and then, but they're not playing, a Big Ten schedule. They're not playing an ACC, a Pac-12 schedule. And so they can dominate their conference.
All right. Well, there you go. Deion Sanders has got his man, Travis Hunter, now with Jackson State. Carson Strong, this is not about signing, but he's entered the NFL draft. So he's a first round pick, right? But is he the first pick in the next NFL draft?
No. He'll be a first rounder, maybe early second rounder. I doubt that, just because of the amount of desperate teams, but he's got a strong cannon for an arm, so he'll be a first rounder if you ask around.
All right. And then Spencer Rattler has found his home. We forgot to mention this yesterday. He's a Gamecock. Yeah, that's right. He went to South Carolina.
Yeah.
So did Austin Strogner, the tight end. So that's what's happening there. Of course, as far as signings go, Keon, anything interesting to share with us about all the other signings and stuff?
I mean, the only thing interesting that really stands out is I took a look at the Pac-12 recruiting rankings. Arizona was second in the Pac-12 recruiting rankings. So
for football.
So
and we were 88.
Well, that was Pac-12.
That's not
the national ranking.
The national rankings, but just Pac-12.
What are we in Pac-12?
ASU's 11.
Still, see what I'm saying? So if we're 11 in Pac-12, doesn't that mean Arizona is probably higher than us in regular rank? It doesn't make sense to me.
Sounds like it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm no mathematician.
It's a new day at U of A.
There's other things that rhyme with A. King of Kitten says Larry ain't gonna come back.
No, I don't believe
so. You don't know. You guys, you don't know. We don't know if he stayed in shape. We don't know if he's been looking for his moment. Maybe he's just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. I'm over, or whatever. I mean, it's more likely you're right, Randy. But this is the primo opportunity for that to happen.
If he were going to come back, I think what you're saying is it's an if. We don't know. We're not saying he is coming back, but if he wanted to, this is the perfect window. I happen to think he's not coming back. I think Larry just doesn't want all the fanfare of officially retiring, so he's just kind of fading away.
What's he going to do? He's not going to come in and take over for a good help. He's not going to take over for D-Hop. Come on.
No, he says he's going to take over AJ Green and it becomes your wide receiver one. Other guys spread out. You go ahead and just put Larry where Larry's been comfortable and productive. And you know what? Between him and Zach Ertz in the middle, or coming across the middle, you're going to give defenses some fits.
Look, if we lose,
you get what I did there, Fitz?
Yeah,
Fitzgerald.
I see that.
Very clever.
And if he's listening, he'll appreciate that. If we lose James Conner, now we got something to worry about.
What is the current notice on that?
Day to day.
Okay, so that not as serious as what's going on with DeAndre Hopkins, right?
According to the Cardinals website, which I looked up before I came on the air, Connor's is day to day. Ankle injury, but it's not serious. It's day to day. Will not need season-ending surgery.
All right. Since you are a resident Cardinals fan here, Randy, it will be up to you when we start playing. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's
rock and roll.
It is on you to decide when we fire that song off as an official raising of the white flag of defeat.
Well, I mean, we are in much better shape than let's say the Browns, the Rams. There are a lot of teams that have a lot of players that have been put on the COVID list starting today. 19 players on is it across the NFL or just two teams? Just the Browns and Rams?
I think it's just the two teams because you got the Browns, you got the Rams. 6 players popped up for Washington today. There's just a rash of these infections happening with all of these teams.
In 2 days, there have been 75 positive COVID tests across the NFL. And as quick as I was printing up the who's and the what's and the where's this morning, I kept having to write more stuff in and reprint. Yeah. And the NFLPA right now is like, hey, remember when we said we should test every day? Just saying. Yeah, we should be testing every day. We should have been. They think that might have helped. They said, listen, the NFL decided to take away a critical weapon in our fight against the transmission of COVID-19, despite our union's call for daily testing months ago. So yeah, now they're starting to look very right, aren't they? Because now we are on the brink of having to maybe cancel or how you reschedule a game this late in the season. You know what I mean?
It's going to be very difficult.
Or you do unto them what the NFL did unto the Broncos, and it's like, do what you can with what you got. Good luck. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the Browns have been decimated. The Baker Mayfield, Kevin Stefanski, what's his name? The defensive guy. I can't think of his name right now.
I've got a list of everybody.
I mean, between the Browns and the Sheeps from LA, the LA Sheep Herd, 19 players and staff.
And counting, Randy, and counting. Because the Washington football team also just decimated. 7 more have been added to their COVID list. That includes Kyle Allen and Matt
Ioannidis.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's like it's Greek.
And yeah, all over the place. All over the place. People are, and this is the weird thing. Check the vaccination cards, because again, I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. This math of people in the NFL, if vaccinated, having breakthrough positive cases of COVID is way above the national standard of what's happening in the real world versus what's happening in the NFL. And that is a concern. So I would absolutely check those vaccination cards, NFL.
So can we go back to the beginning of the season for just a second? The NFL had 2 protocols, one for unvaxxed, one for vaccinated. The one for the unvaccinated, they had certain protocols. Got to stay in the hotel, can't leave the hotel. In some cases, can't travel with the team, can't have your family. They had all these very strict guidelines, which I understand. For the unvaxxed, for the vaccinated players, you can go out to dinner, you can leave the hotel, have your family in. My question is, because I'm not citing on one way or the other, I'm just saying, why wouldn't they have the same guidelines for everybody?
It would make sense.
Because if you're vaccinated and you go out into public and you bring it back into the hotel or into the training facility, and you're given all these freedoms and you bring that back in, isn't that going to cause a breakout? Is that what we're seeing right now? Maybe.
You know what? The science of this, it needs to be examined, because if a bunch of people who are vaccinated are spreading the virus around, then that is contrary to what the CDC has been saying. If this high a number of people are having breakthrough cases, this is contrary to what the pharmaceutical people have been saying. So there's a lot of question marks on this right now. And I think that as that is getting sorted, your best practice is to, lock it down. And I don't mean the economy. I don't mean everybody else. I'm just talking about the NBA, the NFL, and all these other things. Go back to doing it the way the NFL Players Union said they should do, daily testing. Also, what Randy said, everybody act like we're back into quarantine again. You guys just be extra careful, stick to what we're doing. We thought it might be over. It ain't over. So let's go back to doing what we were doing so we can keep playing these games, and you guys can keep making your money, and everybody else can keep playing their fantasy football, and everybody else can keep watching the games, and everybody else can keep having their jobs. So all the way around, 100% right, Randy.
I mean, like one of the things the NFL should have done, and the NFL, I think, was more hell-bent on trying to incentivize people to get vaccinated rather than make their rules so that people would avoid catching the virus in the first place. And now here we are with a new variant, and we don't necessarily have everybody all boosted up for that. And I don't know if the NFL even tested for that.
Well, the NFL has said that tier 1 and tier 2 have to be boosted by December 27th. That was something they did come out and say. But honestly, if everybody's under the same protocols, being extra careful, then it's going to be a lot less likely that you're going to have these massive breakouts that are happening. Good news, Cardinals have so far 0 cases.
So far,
0 cases. There's more than a couple of teams that don't have any, but most teams do. Let's talk about that more when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Arizona Coyotes are in action tonight as they match up against the New York Rangers. The Rangers are road favorites against the Coyotes. Rangers pay out at -230 on the money line, while the Coyotes, if they come up with the upset victory, they'll pay out at +188. The over-under has been set at 5.5 goals. College basketball tonight, number 8, Arizona puts their 9-0 record on the line as they play host to Northern Colorado. Arizona going in as a 25-point favorite, over-under at 154. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're worried about your investments, you're not alone. These are challenging times, but it's not time to panic. It's time to act.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, founder and president of Compact Asset Management. With over 40 years of experience in the financial markets, I've seen what panic, indecision, and bad advice can do to investments. When markets are up, especially when they're down, it is important to be decisive yet balanced. That's our approach at Compact Asset Management. Call my office today at #250 and say, talk to Mo. We will discuss a proactive, balanced approach to your portfolio that can help safeguard your investments and keep you on track with your financial goals. Call #250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's create a strategy for your investments today. Again, from your cell phone, call #250 and say, talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. Cause Jake isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmbdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmbdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
You did not go as an accredited member of the media,
I did not.
but you sat at the courtside
I sat on the floor, yes.
and you wore GCU colors as a member of the media.
Did I tell you I was not a member of the media? I
But
said
you-
that once.
but you are in the
No, not Saturday night. I wasn't.
So if you were going to ASU versus Washington tonight,
Yeah.
would you wear ASU colors?
It depends on how I'm going.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. A lot going on today. Deandre Hopkins might be out for the entirety of the rest of the season. If we're lucky, only for the rest of the regular season, and he might be available for the postseason. So that's happening right now. ASU won a game, which has made everybody happy. And now, of course, we're scratching our heads on, okay, which version of the ASU are we going to get? What is going on? We've talked about the signings, and we've talked about what's going on a little bit in college stuff. And of course, this giant COVID outbreak, 75 players testing positive in 2 days across the NFL. And I'm sure there's more names to be added here soon, if not already. So that's where we're at. And of course, Fed fans ready to help. She says, guys, I made a batch of fire cider. That'll kill any virus in your system. I'll be willing to sell that to all NFL teams who want to get back on the field.
Nice.
Hell is fire cider.
Does it matter? I mean, just listen to the name.
Did
And
you
it's Fed fan.
get that recipe from Joe Rogan or?
Come on, man.
No, I'm with Randy. I drink that on the name alone.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by the fire cider. But it sounds like chick whiskey to me. So, like Fireball.
Chick whiskey.
That's what Fireball is. Chick whiskey.
No, this is I don't think this is Fireball.
Hefty Lefty says, when is the fat lady scheduled to sing on this? I am so ready for this to be over. Hey, man, we're all ready for this to be over, but until science gets you the rest of the way, just saying. Tiger Paws says, on vaccinations, they never said that if you're fully vaccinated, you won't get COVID. Yeah, I know that. The idea is if we all get fully vaccinated, then there's a less chance that we're going to spread it because we won't be coughing and hacking. And also, there's never been a guarantee you won't get sick, but it greatly reduces your chances. The people in the hospitals right now, the people clogging up all the intensive care units, the people who are making doctors and nurses and healthcare providers write these giant open letters saying, please, for the love of God, we're exhausted. It's happening again. Can you guys just do the bare minimum, masking up and maybe getting vaccinated and stuff? Could you please get that done? Most of the people who are showing up in those situations are unvaccinated people. So yeah, we get it that it was never a promise of full immunity. It was just more of a fighting chance. All of this has been, give us a fighting chance. I get a flu shot every year, and it doesn't guarantee I won't get the flu, but it gives me a fighting chance against that. And I keep saying this. I've said this from day one. As soon as we have a good treatment, then this is over. Because then it's like, I got the flu, I got a Z-Pack, I'll be all right. Oh, I got the COVID, I got a COVID pack. Oh yeah, I'll be fine. I'll see you in a day or two. That is what it'll turn into. But right now, 800,000 people in this country have died. This isn't just a flu. This is still a pandemic. And we're just trying to live life in the middle of it. I get it. So we just got to be wise about that. But I get what you're saying, Tiger Paws. It was never a full promise on that. And she says, yeah, if you're a normal, healthy adult or youth, fully vaccinated, you can still get COVID. You just probably won't end up in the hospital and you probably wouldn't die, hopefully. If you're a vaccinated person with compromised conditions, yes, you can still end up in the hospital and you still can die, but you're not as a great a risk. So people who are vaccinated can still get the disease, still transmit it. And that's why with all 3 shots, I still wear my mask in public. And as much as possible, try to limit my exposure and close contact with the unvaccinated people, because I figure they're not being cautious about the other things in life. I'd like to help them limit that exposure too. So yeah, absolutely right, Tiger Paws. Absolutely right. The Berg says, afternoon, guys. Blame Boogie. Okay, for which part? Are we blaming him for COVID?
For what?
I'm happy to blame Boogie for COVID, but I'm going to need more to go on. If you want to blame Boogie for Deandre Hopkins, I'm listening. If you want to blame Boogie for, anything, I'm always ready to listen on.
What did Boogie do?
I don't know, but Berg is ready to blame Boogie for whatever the case. So Boogie says, U of A is tempting for football recruits because they know they can play right away. Zero competition. Yeah, but if you're getting quality recruits, then, doesn't seem like a place you'd want to go. Does it? Is that promise of immediate play enough to get you good quality people?
I think for a lot of players, yeah.
Yeah, I really think that maybe Jed Fish is better at recruiting than he got credit for. And that's possible. Because you can be a head coach of a program that is bad, and if you can sell it, or sell an opportunity, then you can get players to come in and say, okay, you're going to be the guys that rebuild this program. And there are players that like that challenge.
Did they fire Jed Fish yet?
No.
Oh, he's still there.
He's still there.
Well, this will be interesting.
I would submit that 95% of college football players coming in like freshmen, sophomore, the people entering the transfer portal, whatever the hell that thing is, which kind of freaks me out. All of those people just want to get on tape and in front of NFL scouts.
They don't have TikTok? I mean, just these days, man.
I mean, the NFL scouts are not going to be the ones looking at you on TikTok.
And I'm pretty sure it's not tape anymore. I might be wrong.
They just want to get, eyes on their game with the possibility of maybe going to an NFL team. That's what they want to do.
Boogie says, blame Berg. Berg says, blame Boogie for Lions winning a second game this week. Blame Boogie for the text of the day. Blame Boogie for that Arizona fandom. Just blame Boogie for everything. Noted. Big George says, Herm Edwards is a bad coach and a bad recruiter. He needs to be fired immediately. Turn the ASU football program around. How do we lose out to Arizona in recruiting? Who wants to go to Tucson for school? That place is a hellhole. Many of these are all just the dumber players who I want to meet Grunk, and they figure he'll show up one day. Like he does.
Well, he might.
It's the only thing I can think of, George. Hefty Lefty says, Keon, did you see the absolute unit that Texas got today? 6'5", 360-pound right tackle. Picture has him palming his helmet. Oh, geez.
Yeah, he's just a monster of a human being. I don't even know where did he come from? Space?
Actually, no, I was incorrect. He's a kicker. He's a kicker.
He's a kicker?
He's a kicker?
No, I'm just messing with him.
Okay, I was like, wait, hold on, what?
A 6'5", 360-pound kicker?
I mean, leave it to Texas to pull something like that. And of course, he'll be protecting Quinn Ewers, who transferred over from Ohio State. So I'm excited about it.
Lost Toby says, you can blame me. I stopped cheering for the Niners last week and cheered for the Cardinals. It's my fault. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Randy, can I please have a round of proper 12 for the fourth dimension? Anyone who asks. Senior Wake and Bake says, I heard COVID has messed with gambling.
Well, of course it would, right?
Any intangible is going to mess with gambling. Any uncertainty is going to mess with it.
If it's too windy, that messes with gambling.
Randy, he said if they ask for it. Don't just
damn, I'm sorry.
Put those aside. Save them for anybody who wants
them. All right, will do.
Senior Wake and Bake also says, sup, fellas, COVID affecting real sports. Does that affect fantasy sports?
Yes,
absolutely. I lost Jarvis Landry unless he gets 2 negative tests before next.
And not just
Saturday.
that. I mean, NHL fantasy sports, NBA fantasy sports.
I think Senior Wake and Bake is being
games.
a wise ass.
Listen, it affects it all.
Fed Fan says, Chick whiskey. It's a holistic drink that has apple cider vinegar, jalapeno peppers, onions, turmeric, lemon, ginger root, and honey. It sits for at least 4 weeks to ferment, and then it's ready to go.
Yeah, you put the turmeric in anything and let it ferment, it'll help you.
I'm intrigued.
I'm a little scared, actually.
Has this been?
I didn't hear any cinnamon or sugar. I didn't hear anything like that.
I am intrigued, and I'm wondering, has this been tested on COVID? Because as a treatment, that doesn't sound bad. How much of that stuff do you got to drink?
All of it.
Blissful Hayes says Larry Fitzgerald and Kyler Murray don't see eye to eye, literally and figuratively. They don't get along, and yeah, okay, I'll take it. Mr. Wilbur says we're either number 33 or 35 nationally in recruiting. Thank you very much for the Arizona.
They're 33.
Son of a bitch.
And it is ASU that hasn't showed up in the top 50 when I did a Google. Was on the old 24/7 Sports.
Well, when does this end? I mean, how many days are in signature day?
I believe it's ongoing.
It's ongoing.
It's not just today.
Today is the early national signing
we
day.
Could still win this.
Yeah.
And then the regular national signing day is February.
Oh yeah. So shut up, Wilbur. This ain't over yet.
But a lot of the heavy lifting gets done today. But yeah.
What you got are all the losers who haven't we better get on this quick before we can't. That's what it is. All the big stars, they're gonna show up in February, right, Keon?
The biggest names can wait because they can afford to wait.
See, Wilbur. I'm just making this up. I have no idea.
but so you're waiting, but you'd be waiting on 5 stars to show up in February. But your 3-star, 4-star guys, you're trying to get those today.
It's a lock.
No, you've done it again, haven't you?
It's probably not good.
You're just gonna have to lose that, aren't you?
and
you're gonna have to
you
lose
Arizona,
that damn saying.
This is a really good start for them. Yeah.
Why would anybody decide to go down there? Why? They won a game. A game. They won a game last year.
I would like
they won a game, and it gives them an opportunity to get out there and show their talents on the gridiron and turn this program around.
And I don't know what the recruiting pitch was. Would love to be a fly on the wall of the living room of what Jed Fish was saying.
I think Jed Fish is.
Told you what he was saying.
No, I'll tell you what he's doing. He's like, all right, as you know, we can't give you money under the table anymore because it's all out in the open. And I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot of opportunities for ad money because it's Tucson. It's a hole. I mean, you might get some free fajitas somewhere, but in general, there's really nothing. But
no, I mean,
let me just show you what is in my briefcase. Now, this is solid Colombian cocaine, and there's a lot of it. And I guarantee you, I can get this for you on a regular basis. I think that's it.
Oh, boy.
It's an interesting pitch. I've never heard one like that before. But,
allegedly. Just in case we get sued. Fed Fan says, you just need a tablespoon 3 times a day when you start feeling sick. This recipe has been around for 100 years, and it does work. I haven't been sick for 3 years. I haven't got my flu shot in 2.
Of course, I can't taste anything.
Hey, Fed Fan, has science looked at this yet? Has there been an evaluation, any kind of a study? Because I don't know if I want to risk my life on a sugar pill, if you know what I mean.
It's not a sugar pill.
Don't
say sugar around this, boss.
It might be some kind of pill. It's definitely not sugar.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's not a sugar pill, man.
Turmeric makes sure of that.
Whaleburger says some kids who sign today will be eligible to participate in spring ball in March or April if they enroll in school in January. That's why everybody's trying to get ahead of the rush there.
And of course, if you're able to be on the roster by that point, then the NIL money is going to come flowing in a little bit early. If you qualify.
Yeah, Hefty Lefty just sent a picture of that kid from Texas, the giant 6'5", 360-pound right tackle. Says, yeah, Franklin's Barbecue about to be sold out of food for 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the size of that guy. Oh,
6'5", 300 pounds.
Fridge part 2. Here we go. Kiss the Cook says, my sons won last night, and tonight watching my top 10 Wildcats. I'm not reading the rest of that, but go Suns. That's right. Wasn't a bad win. Deandre Ayton came back, and they got it done in overtime against the Portland Trailblazers. The only person missing right now of note is Booker, but the hamstring injury, I mean, hopefully it's not going to be a long-term thing, but yeah, DeAndre Ayton came back, and they had a pretty nice start and then kind of started to slow down and, back and forth. And
you've got to give DeAndre credit. This guy, he played amazing last night. How many did he end with? How many points did he end? He had 26 at one point.
I 28 points and 13 rebounds is
28 and 13. I'll take that.
Yep. Did anybody tell you it was a non-COVID-19 illness? What the hell was wrong with him?
Had the flu.
Is that what it was?
He could have had the flu.
Well, it could have. I just wonder if they said what it was.
I don't think
he could have had a sinus infection. He could have had the flu. I mean, what's the norm? Get a cold.
Maybe he had the menstrual cramps. I don't know.
Could have had the menstrual cramps. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I guess it's none of my business. I guess, if it's non-COVID or something. I don't know. Anyway.
We're thankful it's not. It's not COVID.
I think anybody over 6'5" should be able to be wherever they want, doing whatever they want with COVID because they're so high above everyone else. They just the air from the COVID ain't getting down.
They socially distance every time they stand
up.
It
may not be science, but it's a thought process. Fed Fan says, you trust the same science that tells you there's 67 genders? Oh, you're funny, Jeffrey. Wait, what? No, there's 2 genders. There's 2 genders. There might be 65 assumed genders, and you know what? I'm all for it. You guys enjoy. But in science, I'm pretty sure there's only 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but God bless the other 65. Do what you want, you crazies. You do what you want. I mean, I don't mean you're crazy because of that. That was a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I'm canceled. I'm canceled.
I don't think you are. But I think the science thing is that there are multiple genders, but they're 2 sexes. Just then.
Oh wow, we're just arguing semantics now.
Yeah, I know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. by all means. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll catch up on the rest of the texts and figure out what the hell we're talking about next when we come back. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Today, someone will be included on a work conference call thanks to video relay services. Today, someone will have a support service provider, giving them the environmental and visual information to access and connect with their communities. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Rosalie, the fantasy girl here. Obviously, I love sports betting, but what I don't love is giving up part of my winnings to casinos and bookies. But the other day, I heard about a free site called Vig Zero, and it's a total game changer. Vig Zero lets me bet with my actual friends and keep all my winnings, not to mention bragging rights. If you love sports betting, you'll love Vig Zero. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. I'm placing bets on Vig Zero all the time, so go accept a few. Just don't be mad when I take your money.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
The games, the players, the coaches. We know what you want. That's why we serve them up. Your exclusive home for NFL football. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Thursday night football. We got the Chiefs at the Chargers. God, every day, every week during football season seems to go by so damn fast. We're already week 15.
Yeah.
And I start to get that little ache down in my stomach where it's like, oh, pretty soon we ain't going to have no damn football. We're going to be back where we were before. And, you know, we got the playoffs and that's good. And of course, then you get the Super Bowl and that's awesome. And then it's going to get quiet again for a while. And I don't like that. I don't care about spring football, but I will miss the NFL, you know, when it's back, you know, to the off season. I will. I mean, I'm going to miss it. I mean, it's not like we ever are lack of anything to talk about on this show, but I'm going to miss football. And we're getting close. All those Sundays where I could just sit there and do absolutely nothing and not get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
You know, all of those great nacho trays and football foods and the beer you drink at 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's not weird because football's on.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be you gonna be okay, pal?
I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. We got 4 games left, right? Where's the 3?
I believe it's
4.
It's 4 games in the regular season.
Wait.
Before
So
the playoffs start.
week 14. Wait, we have. I thought it was a 17 game season.
It is.
Well, then there should be only 3 weeks left.
Including this week.
Well, you tell me there's 4 weeks left. I'll believe you. Oh,
14, 15, 16, 17.
Is this week 14?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been saying week 15. I got ahead of myself. Thank God. So there's 4 weeks left.
Yeah.
And then there's another month of playoffs and something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually one of the saddest days of my year is the day after the Super Bowl.
I'm probably getting too sad too early.
Come on, Keon.
Just a little.
Well, the saddest day of your year should be week 18.
Well, just football in general, not my team in particular, who, by the way, last year made the playoffs. Just leave my guys alone for just leave them.
How far in the play? I forget how far did the Washington.
Oh no, they
football team
lost
go?
in round 1. They're not going anywhere.
You want a painful analogy?
Hold on, they're not going anywhere. I'm just glad they were there.
That would have been equivalent to what we're going to face this year when the regular season ends.
Well, no, because they're going to be in the playoffs and then they're going to lose one game after that.
Let me give you a painful analogy.
Just be obliterated at FedEx Field like usual.
Now we talk about our teams. I have a kind of slow Lamborghini. You have a kind of fast Chevy Citation.
Oh,
that is the team analogy there.
Chevy
there's no
Citation?
way. Yeah, there's no way his car should ever go that fast. You know what I mean? Oh my God, they made the playoffs. How did that happen? There's no way. And then you look at my car and you're like, oh man, that looks like it should be hauling ass. No, it's in the slow lane.
What is my car?
Your car is I don't know. I mean, whatever you want it to be. My God, you guys only lost one game. That's a fast car. It's a fast car that looks fast, is fast, drives fast.
What do you mean we only lost one game?
You've hit recently. You've hit something in the road, so you're like you got a little bit of something going on, but that thing can still kick ass.
So we're like a Ferrari.
If you want to be a Ferrari, yes, you're a Ferrari that just hit a little bump in the road, and it's maybe going to jack some things up a little bit, but
damn it,
you'll get it back on track. You know,
damn it,
it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So we hit something in the road with our Ferrari.
You hit something.
Yeah, you got it's going to be expensive to fix, but don't worry.
Ah, damn it!
But
it's fixable.
If a mechanic named Larry Fitzgerald comes back,
no, it's not going to happen.
He ain't going to fix it completely, but I think he'll help. Rough Rob says, we won the NFC East last year. Come on, man. All the cars in that division are Chevy Citations. Come on. And one of them was a Chevette. Are you serious? Come on.
No, Dallas is a nice Kia.
Yeah, they're like a Kia.
Like Dallas is a Kia.
Dallas
Sorrento.
No, listen, before they changed the logo.
It's a Kia right now?
It's a nice one.
It's a pretty solid Kia.
I think it's a Chevy Tahoe. Oh dear God, no! Chevy it has Tahoes. To be a Ford something because Jerry will shoot me if he hears me saying that his team is like a Chevrolet something.
Take your damn act together.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
Lost Toby says Cardinals are a Tesla with a driver who fell asleep. No, we found that Cardinals car can drive without a driver. I mean, when Kingsbury was all COVID up,
it's a self-driving
car right there. Fed fan says you guys get sad and I stay the same. Why? Because tennis starts back up. Oh, I'm never without a sport. Okay. Hefty Lefty says the Cards are Ferrari that needs to put stop every other home game. I don't understand what he's trying to say.
Put stop.
Pit stop?
Oh, yeah, pit stop.
Oh, a pit stop. Ferraris don't make pit stops, pal.
Berg says, Jeffrey, congratulations on your perfect week in the Pick'em this week in advance. I've never had a perfect week. The best I've had is 15 right. I don't even think that was a perfect week. So what are you talking about? He says, blame Big George for this cold weather, too, while you're at it. Yeah, throw him under the bus. Why not? Boomer Sooner says, sorry, Jeffrey. I mean, your quarterback guy that Keon was talking about earlier.
What?
I don't know what he's talking about. He says he changed his mind altogether. I think he's at OU now, if I'm not mistaken. I think you might have sent a text to somebody else because
I don't know.
Your quarterback is at OU?
Quinn Ewers, the quarterback I mentioned earlier, who transferred to Texas. He's still at Texas.
Yeah,
he transferred from Ohio State to Texas. It's already done. It's a done deal.
Sorry, Jeffrey. Sorry. Just move on. Okay. Don't stay here. Don't ponder on it.
Okay.
Just move on. Okay. Just move on. Let me help you out.
Big Stanky says, I told Steve that Ertz would help fill that hole. You know what Zach Ertz does in his private life is none of our business.
Exactly.
Cards Chappie says it's Larry Fitzgerald's opportunity. Yeah, it is. It's his opportunity. Probably one that will go uncalled, but this is that moment. Senior Wake and Bake says, so in fantasy, if one guy's out, there's no backup. What?
No.
Oh, I get it. Senior Wake and Bake, he wasn't being a wise ass.
Yeah.
He doesn't play fantasy sports. Well, no, on a roster, when you're playing fantasy, you have a bench players who are there to be a backup if you need it. So that is accounted for if somebody gets hurt or sick or whatnot. So there. Navy Devil says ASU's loading up on transfer portal players this year. Really? How many of those guys do we have, and are they quality? Here's the thing. I don't care about recruiting. What I care about is at the end of this period, what kind of team do we got? What does that team look like? Is this a team that's going to get us more wins than last year? Is this a team that could take us closer to a national championship? Is this a team that's going to win us the Pac-12? I mean, that is what I care about, because a lot of opinions in a draft, right? In the NFL draft, when it's like, okay, we got these players, looking good. Guess what? Yeah. Okay, that player was a bust. That player was a bust. Keep in mind, these are kids coming out of high school. You may think you know, but you might not know. So I'm not going to start wringing my hands. I'm honestly perplexed why Arizona is doing better than ASU. But I'm not going to sit here and wring my hands over it. Tell me who this team is. Then we'll talk.
All right. I'm sorry, Keon. Number one, you've got a brand new head coach at USC. Number two, you got a brand new coach at Washington State. Number three, you got a brand new coach at Oregon. Number four, Jed Fish actually has an opportunity to do some recruiting. And number five, then you got Herm. Now, Herm doesn't do the normal recruiting run. He's looking at guys on the transfer portal and guys from community colleges. He's not looking necessarily at high school seniors. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's the way Herm does this.
I have a question. Why?
Right, Jeffrey O'Brien?
Why?
My guess is to his mindset for exactly what you just said. You've got these high school guys coming out and you just don't know what they are. And Herm Edwards might be more comfortable with a guy that's already developed. He physically, you don't have to wait for him to grow into his body. Sophomore year, junior year, things start coming together. You get a guy in the transfer portal and he's basically already physically ready to go and maybe even mentally ready to go.
Makes sense. I didn't grow into my body till I was 45.
That took a long time.
Yep. And now I can walk around saying, I'm keeping my baby. As I rub my belly, I'm keeping my baby.
Thank you, Madonna.
Ladies and gentlemen, get off of Bell Road. Everybody pull over to the side of the road on Bell Road. King Kitten says, I'm going home so I can drink beer now. Please, everyone on Bell Road, pull off to the side so I can get through. All right, King Kittens, you let us know when you're there. That way everybody can resume their safe travel on Bell Road. Happy to do that for you, pal. All right, guys, 1 hour down and 2 to go. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop. where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit vigzero.com. That's vigzero.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy Light. Got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, it is a true story. Many, many years ago, I was asked to no longer head a Bible study because we had a conversation about, well, what would be the first question you'd have for God when you meet him? And I said, why did you let him? Why did you let Fox cancel Firefly? That was my, that's exactly the first question. That's my first go-to when I meet God is, oh, what was it? That was such a good show. Why did you and why did you let the Fox executives air the episodes out of order? Yeah, because seriously, Fox, come on, man. Nathan Fillion and the Firefly, it was a dang good show. It was ahead of its time for the 90s. And,
yeah.
Well, why would you doth giveth and then doth taketh away, Almighty Lord? And so they were like, maybe you don't get to lead this group anymore. Maybe don't come anymore.
So they kicked you out of the Bible study group.
There's been a lot of times in my life I've been not told to leave, but asked not to come back, and that's fine. That's fine because that's a legit question that I have.
I mean, I could understand. I mean, if you go into the Lord with your one question is, why did you cancel Firefly?
I'll tell you what, he'll remember me. He'll be that one where he's like, oh, this guy again.
It's groundbreaking science fiction.
Wow.
I imagine
it's hard to wrap your mind around why I'd be gone.
I imagine his response will be, oh, me. Why? What? Just
me.
Me, damn it. Get out of here. All right. Now look, you made me do. Look what you made me do. You made me use my own name in vain, me, damn it. Oh, there I go again. You want wrath? You got wrath, O'Brien.
You can't handle the wrath. Wow.
There was a lot of people at the church I used to go to that were afraid to stand near me on a regular basis because they would always I'd talk and they'd look up and kind of back away. Like, okay. I'm like, seriously? He come on, man. It's God. He don't miss. Come on.
It'd be a nice tactical strike. Don't worry.
If you're good, you're good. So anyway, I don't know what brought that up, but thanks for asking. All right. We had a very smothered, covered, and just all over the place first hour of things.
Yes,
if you have not heard, Deandre Hopkins likely to miss the rest of the regular season with the knee injury. No, it's no longer breaking news. This is now if you haven't heard. Maybe we need a new sounder for if you haven't heard. But yeah, that's it. And if he gets a surgery, then it's it. But he won't be back in the postseason. So let's just see what happens next there. All sorts of other stuff taking place. I've got a ton of unread text sitting here on the text line. Let's get caught up, and then we can move on to the next thing. All right.
Okay.
So A-Wings 22 says, what quality coach and assistants or five-star player would want to come to ASU without knowing what sanctions are coming down? Oh, that's right. You think that's a factor?
That absolutely. I mean, because if it's possible that there are recruiting sanctions coming down, that means you can recruit less, which means your team's not going to be as good. If there are bowl games that you're going to be banned from, it means you can't play in a championship. That's not something you're going to be able to compete for. So those things could potentially play a factor. You show up into some 17-year-old's house and say, "Hey, come play at ASU." And he's like, "Are we going to be able to? Are we going to play in a New Year's Big Six bowl game ever?"
Well, would we with the players without them? I can't guarantee anything like that anyway.
No, but you can't even say you have a chance if the NCAA steps in and says no.
It's a good point. Blissel Hayes says, I believe Rondell Moore can do a good job replacing Hopkins. You are incorrect. Hopefully Chase Edmonds can help out in the passing and running game. Okay, guys, Rondell Moore is good at what he does, but he's not a DeAndre Hopkins replacement. We've already given you the framework here. You're going to be looking at AJ Green. You're going to be looking a lot at Zach Ertz, and everyone else is going to have to spread. And it's next man up. But I wouldn't expect that Rondell Moore is going to exceed what he does now. He's not a replacement for Hopkins.
Well, there have been opportunities for Rondell Moore this year, and he has proven that he is capable of catching the ball and then getting some yards after catch,
Absolutely.
which is always an important statistic. So,
but
I would have to say he's not going to replace DeAndre Hopkins, but he can certainly add to the receiving core in his absence.
Yes. In the last hour, we talked about our teams as cars, and I said that the Washington football team is like a Chevy Citation, and that you're like, oh my God, how's that thing going so fast? Bob Swirsky says, oh yeah, the Bears are like a short bus with the tags expired.
Oh no,
you are
Come
correct.
on. Come on.
And the Lions are a Chevy Vega on blocks.
Oh, come on.
Berg says, isn't either the Pick'em fantasy or the Colts? Yes, this is your week for the Pick'em, Jeffrey. Congratulations. Oh, I see what that was. So the Berg said earlier, congratulations on your perfect week doing the Pick'em, because he doesn't think I can beat Rosalie Michaels in our fantasy football playoff matchup this week. And he doesn't think that my Colts are going to beat his Patriots. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I don't have time to do the Sudoku that is your text some days.
Nice.
Big George says, wait, what? What do I have to do with cold weather? Why am I being blamed for cold weather passing through the state of Arizona? I don't control the weather, Berg. I just reported as a protege of Randy White.
Yeah, this is not cold weather. Come on, really?
Yeah, this is not cold. I was driving in. I was talking to my mom, and she's like, so how's the weather down there? Because she's talking about getting some freezing rain and snow mixed in up there in Oregon. Yeah. And I said, well, it's beautiful, clear skies and 50 degrees. And she's like, oh, my, that's cold for you. I said, Mom, it's not cold for me. That's cold for everyone else here. And it's not cold, really.
It's called winter time in Arizona, and that's about as cold as it's going to get. It'll be 43 tonight. Sunshine. There's no real rain in the forecast. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not even
This
covering
is
up my
nice.
pipes yet. My pool
This is
pipes.
beautiful. This is beautiful.
I do yearly go out and cover up some pipes with some blankets. I cover up the irrigation pipes that are up out of the ground, where the hose goes. And then I also cover up the pool equipment pipes and stuff. And I don't know that I even have ever needed to, because even if it gets down to 32, it's not freezing long enough to actually freeze the pipes. I don't know if anybody in the Phoenix area has ever had their pipes freeze, but because I come from a place where that is standard procedure, I do it for the peace of mind. And I don't know that I'm going to have to do it at all this year. I thought maybe this week was going to get down to 32, but I looked at the forecast again, and it's not showing any actual 32s, unless the great Randy White has a weather forecast for me that says otherwise.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White coming at you live and direct. No, I don't see Jeffco that we're going to be hurting overnight lows. There's one. It's 38 on Thursday night going into Friday morning. But no, everything else, low 40s, mid 40s, 50 on Thursday of next week. Highs around 70 degrees, mid 60s. Just Chamber of Damn Commerce. That's all I have to say. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cobb.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, so your cards went from a Cadillac Escalade straight to Ford Pinto, huh?
No.
How's that for a comparison?
No.
Yeah, that's that ain't right, man.
No.
Listen, what would be a good if it's an Escalade, if it's a Ferrari, it's still an amazing vehicle. The Arizona Cardinals are going to be okay. They need that Hopkins extra sauce though on a Super Bowl run. Honestly.
I mean, yes. However, somebody else will have to step up. AJ Green will have to step up. Somebody else will have to step up and be the go-to guy for Kyler Murray when he gets in trouble.
Kiss the Cook says, my grandmother has a cure for cold, flu, and death. It works. Boil lemon and orange with a tea bag, add honey and 1/4 cup of brandy bourbon. You'll sweat like you ran a marathon. Again. I had a thing where when I would feel like I had a cold coming on, I would just reach into the freezer, grab out some vodka, pour a nice giant shot of it, boom, hit that, go to bed, wake up, and I usually felt fine. I don't know the science behind that either. And it probably wasn't science. I probably was fine. I probably just wanted a drink. Ukla Mock says, good afternoon, gentlemen. And you too, Poopy Pants Radio Pal. Hope all is better intestinally. Yeah, actually, I'm doing better today. Like the last 3 or 4 days, it hasn't been right. Fed Fan says, it's called free will, Jeffrey. Fox executives have free will. Well, then here's the thing then. And then I'm going to want to find out why those Fox executives were of the devil. Firefly was a great show, man.
It was.
Hefty Lefty says Dana White just announced the new main event for UFC 269. It's Josh Lambo versus Urban Meyer. Shut up, Hefty. Let's see. I don't agree with you, Lost Toby. He says Cardinals are getting Antonio Brown after he gets released. Okay, Can I tell you what's going to happen? They are not going to release Antonio Brown. He may not play again. They will not release him. Why? Because some other team will pick him up, and then here you are, the Buccaneers going, well, we're pissed at him, and we want to get rid of him, but we don't want him used against us.
And I think that that's fair. And not only will he be used against you, you'll probably be paying for it.
Yeah, that's why Bruce Arians is coming out and saying it remains to be seen. We're still, we'll see what happens. That's up in the air right now. It ain't up in the air. You have a toy that you don't want someone else to have. That's it. You have a toy you don't want anymore, but you don't want them to have it because they want it. So, like the Green Bay Packers who are, Vax card flexible, right? So, yeah.
You just show up and just say you're immunized, and then you walk right through the door in Green Bay.
Lost Toby also says Vicks Vapor Rub and 7-Up. That cures everything.
That's true.
I don't believe you. Boogie says Chase Edmonds is on injured reserve still. He's not going to help out in the passing game. I blame Berg. Yeah, it's Berg. Absolutely Berg. Boomer Sooner, screen moved, says Texans remind me of the Pinto car back in the day. Get it? Texas Pinto. It's like a horse, kind of. Well, Texans are not that. Okay, thanks, Boomer. Thunder Snow says the reason recruits should go to Arizona is because of the great Mexican food and all that cocaine. You're right, Joe. Allegedly. Yeah, Jag Dog, I saw that. I don't want to talk about that. Kiss the Cook says, I was definitely cold last night. So cold, I needed 2 pennies. I don't get it.
I don't either.
This is really getting to be a weird hour. The Jet says, Christmas update. I went ahead and bought my wife the 18-drawer Husky toolbox. And boy, is she pissed. Well, why would you give it to her now? It's not even Christmas. Says, I put the blame on all you guys, but she's still mad at me. On a side note, I bought her a Versace purse for Christmas, so she'll be mad until Christmas Day. Then she'll be delighted. Actually, that's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Because then he ends up with his tool chest.
So, yeah, why are you blaming us then?
Yeah.
It seems like you found a pretty good workaround to the blender seal of approval, not necessarily extending to your wife's sensibilities. You just get her something nice on the back end, and all of a sudden, she's all good.
Did you just say get her nice back end?
Nope.
What'd you say?
Get her something.
He said put something nice in her back end.
No, didn't say that either. Said neither of those things.
Put something on her back end or something along those lines.
I said nothing of the sort. I said
I think you did. What? You said put something in her back end?
Nope. What? Never said any of those things.
Wow.
You get the tool chest on the front end.
You want to put a tool chest in her back end?
Why are you talking about her chest? You shouldn't be talking about another married man's chest, or wife's chest.
I didn't. So that's perfectly.
Holy
mackerel!
I thought you were brought up right.
I was, because I'm not saying any of the things that you're saying that I'm saying.
Now he's just saying, now he's going to blame us like we corrupted him.
You didn't corrupt me. You are literally taking my words and just twisting them. I don't know why you're doing
First,
that.
you're talking about the Jet's wife's chest. That's inappropriate.
Nope, talked about
He
the
just said
putting
he
things on her rear end.
He wanted to corrupt her back end.
I like how Keon is trying to turn this around on us right now. This is very sad.
I feel like it's pretty easy.
Not really in the spirit of Christmas at all, Keon. Shame on you.
No, twisting people's words around are not in the spirit of Christmas
at all. We thought you were a nice kid, and that's what we get. I apologize on behalf of CRC Broadcasting.
I have not.
1580 Fanatic, also is its affiliate stations, Money Radio 1510, KXBS in Palm Springs, and also KPSF.
I get accused of having the flash anger, which I don't have, but if I did,
now can
you understand?
You are exhibiting some flash anger now.
Can you understand why that would be?
Probably need counseling.
Could you understand where that could possibly be coming from?
HR on the phone. I don't feel safe. I feel like this is a hostile work environment that is being created by Keon Rose.
For what?
I don't know, man. I don't know what your deal is. I just wish this would stop. I have other problems right now. You realize I have other problems other than you having flash anger and then
I don't. So
undressing the Jet's wife with your eyes, making us all uncomfortable.
Nope, never did that either.
Lost Toby's mad at me now because he said that Vicks Vapor Rub and 7-Up cure everything, and I called that. And he says, "You calling my grandmother a liar?" Yeah, and I'll fight her in the street. Get her ass over here. Bare-chested, bare-knuckle fighting.
You're going to beat up grandma?
Oh, yeah, I'm undefeated against grandmas. Let's do this, Lost Toby.
What would your record be against grandmas specifically? I'm just curious.
0-0. But I'm undefeated. Usually those end in a hug. But, yeah.
Not bare-chested, dear God, no.
Hey, fight to fight, Randy. Fight to fight.
I'm a sexy beast.
Hefty Lefty says, well, the Titans lost Henry, and they've weathered the storm pretty well. D-Hop is less of a percentage of the Cards' offense than Henry was for the Titans, so Cardinals will be just fine. Lost Toby says, oh, yeah? You're got to go 0-1 against my grandma. Bring it, bitch.
Hello.
That's all I got to say about that. I think we broke Keon. Boomer Sooner says, bare-chested against grandma? Fair is fair, man. That's all there is to it. Watermelon says, well, didn't take long for Keon to show his true colors, being a Washington football team fan. Getting all caught up in a scandal now, Keon. Well, that's what the Washington football team people do. Get caught in scandals.
It's all we know.
Oh, that's not fair. It's the fans. It's not the fans' fault. It's not the players' fault. It might be the cheerleaders' fault. Do you see what they wear? Okay, that was a joke. That was absolutely just a joke. Oh God, Dan Snyder. Now the government is wanting to get involved and check everything out, and the NFL is like, well, we handled this. He's not running the team. B is in B, S is in S. Goodell.
It's just his wife.
Now you hear that Dan Snyder was trying to bribe people to not talk. There's no way he keeps the team, and that'll be the best day of your life, right, Keon?
I can't wait. I've been waiting for that day since, I don't know, when was the first time I got on the internet and was on a football messaging board? I've been waiting for this day for 20 years.
Wow. Well, your dreams are about to come true.
I'm so close. So close.
Watch him dismantle the team completely. You'll be like, I got no team. Then what would you do? Would you go ahead and become a Cardinals fan?
Yeah. If there was no team, the team was just gone. Well,
they're not going to do that.
The girlfriend likes the Packers.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no.
That is no way to pick a team.
I know
no.
that's
no. If you said the wife likes the Packers, but if you're just saying the girlfriend, I would caution you going that direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's some experience, at least observed experience behind those words. I don't know.
Now I have this fear that Lost Toby's grandmother is driving over here right now.
She's got the brass knuckles on and her foot is on the floor. She heard Jeffrey O'Brien wanted, bare knuckled brawl, and she said, you know what? I do two things. I kick ass and I eat Werther's Originals, and I'm all out of Werther's Originals.
Yeah, Lost Toby says, my grandma don't play. All right.
I mean, there's just some hardcore grandmas out there. That's all I'm saying. I was watching a football game. Maybe it was week 2 when the Raiders and the Ravens played, I think. And there was a Raiders fan on the phone with his grandma when the Raiders were about to win. And he had her on speaker. She sounded like a woman you don't want to mess with ever.
Lost Toby says, my grandma don't play. She just booked a flight from Mexico. All right, well, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to use a mouth guard. She can do what she likes with her teeth. All right. Taking a break. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. In the 1990s decade, there were a pair of NFL coaches that went 9-39 between the two of them over a few seasons. One coach was named Rudd Rust. The other coach was Dick McPherson. What team did they coach?
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the team that Rod Rust and Dick McPherson went 9-39 combined. Believe it or not, the New England Patriots, long before Pete Carroll, Bill Parcells, or Bill Belichick. I'm Nick LaCapria with your Daily Sports Quiz.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
Here we go. It's so cheap. Yeah, got a great rate on the down low. 'Cause steak isn't your average Joe. Hard to believe. Yeah, nobody does it like State Farm do. Never knew the rates were this low. Oh, they ain't that steep.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at Pro Copy. For over 20 years, Pro Copy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share Pro Copy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The Pro Copy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with Pro Copy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 Pro Copy. That's 602-776-2679.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
You better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it.
Very well. Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. If you know, Jet, you don't want to take Keon's advice. Don't do anything with her back tonight. It's not a good idea.
That was not my advice. Definitely don't do that. Nope.
Boogie says, where do you put your tool? No, you don't. You don't do it, Jet. You don't do it.
I said nothing of the sort.
And Fed Fan says, look, Jet, I found you a nice one-bedroom apartment. Water, electric included. So probably going to need that. Average Joe says, Keon, my wife has a great chest. So feel free to talk about hers anytime. Well, this is getting really awkward.
I will not do that. You're welcome to.
Very awkward.
Your wife. I'll leave that alone.
Rough Rob says, cocaine cures everything. Just ask all the NFL players from the late 80s, early 90s, especially the Cowboys. None of those guys got COVID.
That's true. It is a scientific fact.
Absolutely a true statement. Ukla wants to know where Karen in HR is when you need her. King of Kitten says, I just spent $90 on 24-gallon full tank of gas. I heard the gas prices are going to start heading down, though. That was a rumor I'd heard. And gas prices ain't cheap. Thank you, Mr. Big Oil. Senior Wake and Bake says, remember that candy, Fun Dip? Whenever I see NFL cheerleaders, that's what I think of. Fun Dip.
Hello.
Gonna need a moment to let that one marinate.
Hello.
Big Kev says, watch next gen testing from Charlotte on NASCAR YouTube today.
Oh boy, did you really? They're coming out to Phoenix. I'm going to go out there and see them.
Saw a glimpse at what racing will look like when the green waves and the restarts. Liking the sound. Hey, Randy, any predictions on the Clash? By the way, it has been decided 1580 The Fanatic is going to air that Clash. Okay. And of course, he wants to know about the Daytona 500 and the rest of the season. Before you answer that, hell's he talking about next gen testing?
Well, they have a new car. It's a next gen car. There's been
is it electric?
No, it's not electric. It's still powered by a gasoline motor, and they've made several changes on this car. NASCAR is not going to look the same. Several years ago, NASCAR moved the exhaust, for example, to the right side of the car. So as you come into the pits, it's always on the left side. They fill the gas on the left side, and the exhaust pipe was exiting on the right side. Now they have dual exhaust, but you have one pipe on the left side, one pipe on the right side. Helps the horsepower. Go ahead, Jeffrey O'Brien.
I have a question.
Go ahead, jump in.
Why not just have the exhaust out the back like my car?
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning is on that, other than they have the exhaust pipe on the right and on the left.
I think you would have figured out a long time ago not to have the hot exhaust near where you put the gas in.
They did that a long time ago. There was a fire that broke out in the pits. That's why the exhaust pipe was moved exclusively. The dual exhaust was moved exclusively to the right side of the car. Why are they doing it on the left and the right now? I don't know, except that it's for efficiency for the car.
Okay.
Horsepower for the car.
What does he mean, liking the sound?
Well, it has a different sound. Instead of a kind of a rumble sound, it's got this kind of, I can't explain it, kind of this buzzing sound when it's on the track. That's the best way I can explain it right now.
Like a little Honda?
No, it's more like a deep, throaty, buzzy sound when they're on the track. So, yeah.
Like that?
Sort of like a buzzy sound. Yeah. No. Sort of a throaty buzzy. Maybe like that. Mm-hmm.
How do I explain that to a kid? Because I always tell the kid, cars go vroom, vroom. That's the way the car sounds. Now I got to tell them, car sounds.
Well, no. That's just when they're running at speed.
Sounds like a car with a banana in the tailpipe.
They still go rum, rum when they're in the pits.
Well, if it's on the YouTube, I can go watch it.
And another change to the next gen car: instead of 5 lug nuts per wheel, they have 1 lug nut, just like IndyCar or Trans Am or Formula One. These guys, the pit stops are going to be lightning fast this year. Go ahead, Jeffrey O'Brien.
If there's only 1 lug nut, does that put somebody out of work?
Yes.
So there's going to be less guys in the pit? I'm serious.
Yeah. There are going to be guys out of work because of this next gen car.
Oh man, that's too bad.
So the cost of the car to manufacture is going to be much less. That will help the economics of NASCAR. They will be able to field cars. And my understanding is, having talked with some of the people at NASCAR, they say they feel this car is going to be more competitive, meaning there's not going to be so many back markers. Everybody's going to have the same car. Everybody's going to have kind of the same sort of dimensions of this car, the same horsepower, that sort of thing. And it should lead to more competitive race. So you might see somebody that's normally finishing 33rd. He could be finishing up there towards the front.
Yeah, you just feel bad about guys losing their jobs. That doesn't sound like a very American thing right there.
Will be jobs lost because of this next gen car.
How many people will be reduced off the pit crew?
Well, I think they go from having 5 guys over the wall to 4 guys over the wall. I don't think they're going to have a tire carrier any longer.
Well, I mean, it's progress. Sometimes these things happen. I just hate when anybody loses a job.
Yeah.
Tron Slater says, let's see what Kyler Murray has in him there. All right. Rodgers and Stafford can win without star players. No excuses. Injuries, just a part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's true.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You didn't get a chance to talk about the Clash or the Daytona 500 and stuff like that. Any kind of thought process or preview on that?
The Clash is like a spring training baseball game, so it's sort of a preseason for NASCAR. They're just going to get a chance to feel this car out. It will be an opportunity for guys to get on the track in Los Angeles. They're calling it the Clash at the Coliseum. It will be in the Los Angeles Coliseum, where they had the Olympics and where USC Trojan football plays. That's where the Clash is going to happen. And then 2 weeks later, they're going to be at Daytona. It's going to be a completely different Daytona this year. And any one of these super speedways like Daytona or Talladega, I don't know who to pick. And right now, I couldn't even give you a favorite. You could probably look for the guys, at Hendrick Motorsports, the guys at Joe Gibbs Racing. You could look for those guys to be up towards the front. They have all the engineers, they have all the resources, and they'll probably figure out how to make this car go faster.
There you go. Yankees Evil Empire says the exhaust is not on the rear of a NASCAR stock car, so that to the car, if they get hit from behind, the exhaust pipes won't be pinching and get destroyed.
Well, that's another reason. Safety is another reason. They have it kind of bent out toward the side. So, yeah.
Watermelon says, I don't like the change to NASCAR, restricting the cars even more. It's so everyone has a chance. It's almost like participation award trophy time, taking away the competitive edge of champion.
Randy, and I'm going to ask you this because I know a little bit about NASCAR, but not nearly as much as you. Is that not to try and make it more like having a salary cap, sort of, where you make it financially more feasible as opposed to participation?
Exactly right. It's financially more feasible for teams to be more on equal ground. It doesn't necessarily mean that these guys that always run towards the back markers are going to be necessarily up there screwing up, one of your favorite drivers. What it means is everybody is going to have a more even ground as far as financially goes to get into this sport and to be competitive. It doesn't necessarily mean that these cars will run next to each other on the track.
Kiss the Cook says, Keon, letting your girlfriend pick your football team is equal to tattooing her name as a tramp stamp on yourself. No bueno.
I'll keep that in mind. Granted, my team still exists, so I'm not in the market for another team, really. But
have girls stopped doing the tramp stamp thing? I think they have, haven't they?
I guess you don't hear any jokes about it anymore.
Yeah.
So
I think what happened is everybody realized it. Because every time I saw one, I thought, oh my God, that girl has a hairy ass. Look at that. Oh, no, it's a tattoo. Oh, okay. I thought she has back hair. You know what I'm saying? She had like back hair right there.
Wow.
That's what it always looked like to me. So I was wondering if they stopped doing it. And in case the Cook, I can't read that thing about the banana. Come on, you know better than that.
which of course makes everybody want you.
Well,
yeah.
And also reference Nana. I'm not Rini.
Nope.
Not mine. Mr. Roboto says, the Detroit AMC Pacers wanted me to tell you, it'll all make sense when the Super Bowl champion Kyler Murray is on Saturday Night Live in his Buddha Lotus pose, reinstating Jack Haney's deep thoughts, not to be canceled until the second coming, we pray. Pacers also tap out while you can. Don't wait till Granny shows up, all right? Okay, there's a lot going on there, Roboto, but thanks for that. Wow. Lost Toby says, my grandma said you need to sign a liability release form before she'll fight you. Okay, as long as she signs the DNR. Oh, fight grandma. Blissful A says, I love the Clash. Should I stay or should I go? Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs.
Not the musical Clash, it is a race.
Big Kev says, not to mention with the chassis being manufactured by a third-party company, the bulk of cuts will be in the race shops. Many of those guys will probably be looking at CNC jobs outside of racing, if I'm correct about it.
You're right. You're right. The race shops are going to lose a lot of people. The chassis is going to show up ready to race. NASCAR is being very tight on how they set up the cars. And you're exactly right. A lot of these machinist guys that work in the shops each day, they will be going away.
Fish Tank says, I feel like the tramp stamp left with a belly button ring. That's another good thing.
It's been a while since I've seen one.
Well, he says, I also feel like the sports trivia guy thinks we don't have a Google machine in everybody's pocket. Well, that's not, you got to challenge yourself, Fish Tank.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's like any workout or exercise you do. Like, just you're pushing yourself.
500 winner. We'll be back with the answer. Really?
You could Google it, but what do you get out of Googling?
Yeah, you get nothing. You get nothing. We're seeing if you can Google faster than he come back. Prison Wallet says, Randy's mom is dead. My grandmother's dead.
Yeah.
I think Randy might be my dad. He thinks you might be his dad.
Who is it?
Prison Wallet says, Randy's mom is dead. My grandmother is dead. Randy might be my dad.
I am not your father.
That math does check out, though, Randy.
Maybe.
Kyle G says, all right, Keon, get rid of Snyder. Instead, let whoever is president be owner of the team while they're in office.
Really?
Wait, president of the United States or president of the team?
I assume that you meant president of the United States. Still an upgrade.
Yeah, still. Sleepy upgrade. King of Kittens says, Keon, there's an exhibit about the Washington football team in town. Stephen Paul Judd's Change. It's a commentary on Washington Football Club for upcoming documentary by Donna Carey, only at the Herd Museum, downtown Phoenix through December 19th.
I might have to pay that a visit.
Is that a joke? Are you being serious?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Don't know what to think of that one. All right, go ahead. Look up the Herd Museum, HEARD, and see what's going on there. He might be screwing with us. Senior Wake and Bake says, so with the COVID, you think the NFL could be a real life replacements movie coming up? Yeah, you know what? It's too early to tell. It's too early to tell on that. And remember, this is one of those things where, you get delays. You don't get postponements. And we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. I mean, good question, though. Good Cat says, what's up, guys? I have a perfect example of irony. As I'm ordering and trying out new glasses after my eye exam, I go to put on my old glasses and they snap in half. Oh, dang. That is unfortunate. Now you're like, I was going to order these glasses online. Now I got to buy them in person. Isn't that what everybody does? You go to the optometrist. They they give you a prescription and they're like, let us show you these super overly priced glasses. And then you're like, oh yeah, okay. No, in your head, you're like, no chance in hell. No chance in hell. You know what? I gotta think about this. Let me think about this. I'll get back to you. But in the meantime, can I have that prescription, please? Oh, thank you. I just need a copy. And then you go to Costco. That's what you do. Sorry, good cat. That stinks a lot, man. I hate that. 888-368-1580. All right, you ready for your man of the day? Man of the day, not Randy White, because he just put on a jacket. What's going on, man?
A little cold in my studio today, guys. Sorry. And Miss Kim just ordered me a whole bunch of nifty little things.
Mm-hmm. Things?
So
what do you mean?
Yeah. Well, let me regain my my man card.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it? 4:37?
Yeah, it's 4:37.
I went over today and I picked this little baby up for Miss Kim.
Ooh, what's that?
I'd like to show you, but she might be watching.
Nah, nobody watches. We're not even sure anybody's listening. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I'm not going to say what they are, but that is amazing.
There you go. There you go. I get my man card back, don't I?
Yeah. And Keon, whatever you say, don't say that Miss Kim now has an amazing pair. Don't say that.
I wasn't
wrong.
I wasn't going to.
I'll say it. She's got an amazing pair.
I wasn't going to say it.
Now I gotta explain this to my wife. Heckler Jones says, good stuff, guys. Love it when my kids mess around with the radio and 1580 sticks. Oh, yeah, I love that too. Thank you. He hates us. Big George says, I'm listening to the show. Well, this present's not for you, Big George. Sorry. Sorry. Well, now I got to wait and tell you who the man of the day is until we come back. So let's do that in a moment. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're worried about your investments, you're not alone. These are challenging times, but it's not time to panic. It's time to act.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, founder and president of Compact Asset Management. With over 40 years of experience in the financial markets, I've seen what panic, indecision, and bad advice can do to investments. When markets are up, especially when they're down, it is important to be decisive yet balanced. That's our approach at Compact Asset Management. Call my office today at pound 250 and say, talk to Mo. We will discuss a proactive, balanced approach to your portfolio that can help safeguard your investments and keep you on track with your financial goals. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's create a strategy for your investments today. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
500 apiece, you get that fine for 500, 502 apiece. That's what I had for that 150.
The best weekly auction is right here in Arizona. It's only a click of the mouse away from great deals on almost everything. Visit liquidateaz.com for weekly auctions on everyday household items, antiques from around the world, sports and non-sports cards, memorabilia and autographs, comic books, comic character collectibles, Native American, pots, jewelry, rugs, and sterling silver. Liquidateaz.com weekly auctions is the place for great deals and works of art, gold and silver, coins and U.S. currency, gold and sterling jewelry, vintage LP vinyl records, vintage electronics, ham radio, RC cars, planes, and boats. Interested in antique clocks, watches, and timepieces, or a wide variety of sports equipment, including hunting, fishing lures, poles, and gear. How about military collectibles, medals, uniforms, or helmets? All at liquidateaz.com. Looking to liquidate an estate? Liquidateaz.com can help with estate sales and consignment services. Liquidateaz.com for information.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Rosalie, the fantasy girl here. Obviously, I love sports betting, but what I don't love is giving up part of my winnings to casinos and bookies. But the other day, I heard about a free site called Vig Zero, and it's a total game changer. Vig Zero lets me bet with my actual friends and keep all my winnings, not to mention bragging rights. If you love sports betting, you'll love Vig Zero. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. I'm placing bets on Vig Zero all the time, so go accept a few. Just don't be mad when I take your money.
1580, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Oh, I haven't eaten nearly enough chocolate today, I think. I'm going to have to get some candy. Need a little sugar bump. King of Kittens. Oh, my God. Yeah, here it is. It's a real thing. Yeah, it's a real thing at the Herd Museum. Did you see that? About your Washington football team. Thought you were going to look that up.
Yeah, I pulled it up actually and click on the link. I got distracted by something. But I'll check it out.
Right.
I'm excited about it.
Why the hell is that in Phoenix? That's the thing I don't get.
That I don't know.
Who gives a damn? Tron Slater says, sorry about squeezing in NASCAR there. I was supposed to be texted earlier. I was still at work, just passed by our pediatrician offices. Had to stop for an autograph from Kyler Murray during his checkup. God damn it.
Randy wasn't here, so it didn't happen.
No. Moving on. Hefty Lefty says, hey, great looking pair of Crocs there, Randy. See, I'm helping. He says he's helping. Yeah, great pair of Crocs you put up to the camera. See there, now Miss Kim will never know what you put up there.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Roboto says, just saw Abuela hauling ass in an AMC Pacer down Bell Road. She ate that beer drinking guy for lunch. Consider the studio bomb shelter. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Roboto. Heckler Jones says, I don't hate you guys, not even at all. Well, let me just scroll up here. October 26th. You guys are jerks. Enjoy your playground. October 15th. Scumbag. Let's see. Yeah, we got the idea. You didn't like us at all. Fish Tank says, it's bowling night Wednesday. Randy, could you spare me a Coors Light, please? Now, I'm trying to get that perfect spot of a little buzz, but not hammered, where all bar-like activities are done the best.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Are you guys ready for your man of the day?
Yes, please.
Ryan Bailey, 33-year-old man, is man of the day. Let me tell you why. He's from North Carolina, and he has broken a Guinness Book of World Record that is, and I will put a stamp of approval on it, manly. He has attended 32 NFL home games in 74 days, breaking the record of someone who did it in 84 days back in 2019. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your man of the day. His name is Ryan Bailey, and his last game was that Vikings game. Yeah, and I see somebody do that kind of thing. I think that guy either lives with his parents or he's very rich.
I'm going to go with the second one because I don't want to just disrespect him, I guess, a guy I've never met before. But
I'm jealous. I'm going to disrespect him because I'm jealous.
Yeah.
But he broke the record for fastest time of going to all the home stadiums. And now he's like, well, it was not easy to do, especially because he kept having to get home to referee lacrosse games in Charlotte. So, So there you go. Man of the day, living the life, crossing one off the old bucket list. That'd be a whole lot of fun, wouldn't it?
I can't wait, Jeffco, for you and I to break the bar crawl world championship, whatever that is, bar crawl.
That is, a future idea that we have. We're definitely going to do.
Of records, bar crawl. I want to be in the Guinness World Book of Records.
We are just the men to do that. Absolutely.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Fish Tank says, can we ask that Ryan Bailey how much human waste got on him when he was at the FedEx Field in Washington?
Oh boy.
If you look at him, he does have that sort of, I've seen some stuff look.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff.
He's smiling, but the eyes tell the story. Something bad went down at FedEx Field, man. Something bad. Fish Tank, thank you for that. Mr. Roboto says, you mean all these years the guys with the rainbow wig and the John 3:16 sign was Ryan Bailey? No. He's not wearing that. All right, so that's your man of the day. But now I have I don't know, we need an alternative to man of the day. This is bad. And I looked back into it, and I think Adam Sandler should be the villain here.
Okay.
Let me show you a picture here.
This will be interesting.
You recognize this man right here? Who's that man right there? Let me show you that.
That looks like what's his name? Kevin
James, maybe?
Kevin James.
Paul Blart Malcop?
Yeah. That's who that looks like.
Who does he look like now? Now I pull back the picture and you can see what he's wearing.
He does not look like Sean Payton. He looks like Kevin James, Paul Blart Malcop.
Yeah. So Adam Sandler's company has cast Kevin James to play Sean Payton.
No kidding. I got it right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. Just let that marinate for a moment.
That doesn't even look like him.
Not even close.
No. It looks like somebody ate Sean Payton twice. Okay.
He's not that big, man.
And Kevin James doesn't look like he just ate a lemon all the damn time. So that look, he doesn't have that.
Well, he does purse his lips quite a bit when he's got the headset on.
But not Kevin James. So yeah. So here's what it is. They took Bountygate and turned it into a family-friendly movie for everybody. It's a comedy about when he got suspended. What the hell?
Are you serious? They took Bountygate, and when Sean Payton got suspended, they put Kevin James in there so it would be a comedy. Are you serious?
Yeah. So here's what it is. It's about what happened after the Bountygate scandal. He had to find something to keep himself busy for the year he was suspended. So he ended up as an assistant offensive coach for his sixth grade son's team. And now Netflix has made a movie about it.
He was an assistant offensive coach.
Yeah.
Okay. A, what is his son's sixth grade football team thinking? And B, what the hell was he doing?
So I guess he went to a game and you know what? I can help. And Taylor Lautner, the werewolf kid from the Twilight movie. I only know this because it says it on the page. I've never watched the Twilight movies, but I've seen Taylor Lautner in that Ridiculous Six movie or whatever it was called, with the Adam Sandler movie, like the old Western movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, now he's in this too, because now I guess Taylor Lautner is become the new Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider's in this too. Let's not kid ourselves. He'll be in this too.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess what it is, it's kind of like a Bad News Bears kind of thing. So what they've done, they've taken artistic license and they've made this team horrifically bad, which in reality, Liberty Christian Warriors were a pretty good team this son was on. So this is all just for fun. But okay, again, Kevin James, and again, Bountygate's going to be funny now. It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you were going to pick an NFL scandal to turn into a movie, Deflategate was 15 times more hilarious. I don't know what we're doing with Bountygate.
All right, listen, I got an idea. Okay. All right. So just picture in your mind. No, this is a family-friendly movie. It's a Christmas movie. Trust me. Watch this. Okay. The elevator door opens. I'm going to stop you right there. So, all right. Kevin James is Sean Payton, and it's all the silliness and the trailer's out there for you to watch. But
I can't believe that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Oh, they already have a trailer. I'm gonna punt on that. I don't need it.
You need to watch it. It's for your job.
All right.
And also, I can't be the only one who had to watch it.
That's what the real reason is. I'll watch it during the break.
It's probably all the best parts of the movie in that minute and a half or however long it was. But yeah.
But I just because Bountygate was particularly serious because of what we were learning about head trauma. and concussions and all of that in the game of football.
Yeah,
and then here was Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, paying players to knock guys out of the game.
What was his name again? Wasn't it Acho that hit Kurt Warner? Was that his name?
That was 2000. No, this is from the 2012 season. And Kurt Warner was already gone by then.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I think Kurt Warner was a part of that and got injured seriously.
And they got caught in 2012. They were doing it for a while.
Oh, okay. You know what? That brings to mind a question. Who's Adam Sandler's favorite football team? And are they rivals of the Saints? And is he doing this clowning on the Saints and Sean Payton? Maybe this is like more of a making fun of him kind of thing than it is anything else. It's very confusing.
Can't see that. Come on.
I mean, the fact that you watch the trailer and you can't tell is not boding well for the movie.
Any movie that Kevin James is in, nobody's taking that seriously. No, but nobody's trying to make money. I feel like there is a rumor going around that when Adam Sandler didn't win the Oscar for that jewelry movie that he did with Kevin Garnett or whatever, he said, well, if I don't get the Oscar for this, I'm going to make the worst movie ever. And then that's how you got Hobie Halloween. Maybe he's still just on revenge terms, I don't know. Let's see. Fish Tank says, yeah, pretty sure Adam Sandler is a Jets fan. He says, by the way, I wonder how old Sean Payton feels about this. Usually you get a more handsome, attractive, charismatic actor. Sounds like Sean Payton got the short end of the stick on this deal. So I'm starting to think that Adam Sandler doesn't like Sean Payton. Maybe that's what this is about.
Come on now.
It might be a funny movie, like a kid's football movie, whatever. In Ridiculous 6, which Taylor Lautner was in, there was a very, it was funny, but my kids thought it was the funniest thing, where this donkey has diarrhea and blows a guy across the barn and is hitting him with the diarrhea. Well, in the trailer for this, the kids get some like little energy bars or something, and everybody gets projectile vomit. So now there's a scene in the trailer where everybody's projectile vomiting on the other team. And I'm thinking, okay. So it's just the Ridiculous 6. Now it's the Ridiculous football team. I don't know.
I mean, I guess there's just, you didn't have to connect this to the NFL in any way. I don't understand what about this movie required an actual connection to the Saints in real life.
Don't know. Baker's Cocky Hens makes a good point. He says, listen, we don't know how fat Sean Payton got during that year away. So this might be a good movie. He'd have to be away for many years to get Kevin James fat.
And hanging out with Mike McCarthy specifically. Just
Hefty Lefty says they should have got Damian Lewis to play him. You'd have to look up Damian Lewis, but yeah, okay, I can see that. And he says, did they think this movie was a good idea or yeah? Slow-Mo Zoe says, sounds like The Waterboy 2 right there. Sort of, but with kids, I don't know. King of Kitten says, if he's amateur lacrosse referee, then he's not rich. Oh, he's talking about our man of the day. Well, who knows if he's amateur? Maybe he's just doing that in his spare time. I don't know. All I know is that there's no way this movie's going to be good. It can't be any way that movie's good, right? Right?
Correct.
No, it can't be. 2010, December of 2010, Saints linebacker Jonathan Vilma reportedly offers $10,000 for any teammate who could knock out Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner was still with us in 10?
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Yeah. And the guy that knocked him out was Bobby McRae during the game. He put a hit on Kurt Warner so bad it ended up being the last game of his illustrious 12-year career.
That's dirtbag right there.
There's your Bounty Gate report on December 15th, 2021. I'm Randy White reporting.
By the way, and I know that you'll all be stunned by this, Rob Schneider is in fact in the movie.
No!
Yeah, he's the guy that gives the kids the little thing that makes them throw up. That's what it is. Baker's Cocky Hen says, is Tim Tebow going to make a cameo? If Tim Tebow's lucky. Nothing else going on with him right now. All right, when we come back, we've got a lot of NFL to talk about, an enormous pile, non-COVID related, although COVID is a huge factor right now. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
8 Out presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take two.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after Throne Rider. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADA and this station.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Andy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. FedFan says, wow, I'm thankful I live here. There's several tornado warnings going on in the Midwest right now.
Yeah.
It's a scary time out there. It adds some ridiculous storms. I mean, listen, it's always been a tornado alley. It's always been a flood plain. It's always been a thing where, weather can get you. But I don't know. They say, this global warming might be a thing, man. And climate change may be a thing. And, or this is just something that happens every now and then. Whatever the case, right now it's a rough time in the Midwest. So yeah. Mr. Roboto says, my screen's freezing up. Adam, just give us 2-hour Jake from State Farm movie, and the Oscar is yours. That's a good text, Roboto. Yeah, he's basically saying, Adam Sandler, make a 2-hour Jake from State Farm movie, and then they'll have to give you an Oscar just to make you stop. Slow-Mo Zoe says, well, everybody's had their bye week. I saw a post this weekend and shorten up the week between the Super Bowl and the championships. What? What? What's he saying? I don't get it. What? Everyone had their bye week. Can't understand what you're saying, Slow-Mo Zoe. And no, I wasn't eating M&Ms. I actually ate an entire sandwich during that break. And I had to walk into my office and get it. So I probably ate it in a couple of minutes right there. I tried to eat the entire sandwich while not breaking eye contact with the camera. So if you want to go back and find it on the video, enjoy. All right. So what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do?
Where are we going from here?
Yeah, we got a lot of NFL stuff. What do you want to talk about?
I'd like to go into the backyard with a glass of whiskey and a nice cigar.
That's 1 hour away, Randy. That's 1 hour away. Here's our topics we can talk about.
Okay.
It's kind of like on Jeopardy.
Here we go.
We can talk the injury report, whether or not the onside kick thing is just a blip on the radar. Is it a new thing?
Mm-hmm.
The Washington football team and Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
The NFL and COVID.
Yeah.
And in the wild card, Danny Ainge joining the Utah Jazz. So those are your selections on the board right now.
Keon, I defer to you, my friend.
Let's go injury report.
You don't want Daniel Snyder trying to bribe people? You don't want that one, huh? Okay. How about you, Randy? But what do you let? If you're letting him go first, then I guess that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I let him go. Let him go.
Okay. All right. So the injury report, Patriots have added Mac Jones to the injury report. He's got an injured thumb.
Huh.
Yep. And I guess he was a full participant, but in the practice, but he left with a thumb injury. They're not saying if it's on his throwing hand or his non-throwing hand. He only threw 3 passes in the Patriots game on December 6th. And then, of course, there was a bye week. And he's the only quarterback in the planet that gets injured on the bye week. And so this is the first time he's been on the injury report. Could it be Bill Belichick sportsmanship?
Could be.
Remember when Tom Brady was on the injury report for his entire career, but he was never actually out of a game or hurt, except for when he had that serious knee injury.
I mean, yeah, it seems like your typical Belichickian gamesmanship. But if Mac Jones did actually injure his thumb in the bye week, then it would be a lot like Ice Cube and Friday when he gets fired on his day off. It's just, how does that happen?
So now we have to keep an eye on this. That might affect how you pick that game. And which game is that?
Well, it's the Colts game.
That's right.
Yeah.
No Mac Jones, then I'll assure you a Colts victory.
Mac Jones.
Yeah. By the way, who's Mac Jones' backup?
Mac Jones.
I'm not even looking at this. It doesn't say here. I think it's actually Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick would have to suit up and come in.
No, who was that guy that was going to start before they got old? What's his name?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
No, they got Brian Hoyer.
They got Brian Hoyer.
Well,
no
right.
kidding.
Hoyer the Destroyer.
They got rid of
What
Stidham.
happened to that? Jared Stidham.
Stidham. He right now is working for Applebee's. So
is that what it is?
Pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, don't at me on that. Okay. Also on the injury report, Aaron Rodgers. He's telling everybody toe was hurting after the last game, but it is what it is. Not gonna be a problem. He says not gonna be a problem though. I'll be fine. Everything's fine. It will not be a problem. I'm going to keep playing and probably not practice much, but it'll be fine. So basically, Aaron Rodgers is going to tough up and just get it done. That is what he's saying. So, of course, it's not like he's ever lied to us before. So,
well, he did pull his flip flop off.
Yeah.
And
he really wanted us to know.
Showed his foot up there in the press conference and show us his foot, which I was kind of grossed out by.
Yeah, there's a lot of toe jam there, man. It's like, wow.
Well, I mean, come on.
You're going to whip your sock off on TV. Try not to wear black socks that day. You know what I'm saying? I got a little lint and stuff in there and a little goo and all that veganism.
Let me show you my toe. And he was like banging it around with his foot. If his toe is so damn sore, why would he be bothering it with his finger?
Yeah,
I ask you.
It's like when you have a scab, you're not really supposed to touch it or scratch it, but you just, just feel like messing with it. I don't know.
Right?
Oh, yeah. That's why I tell people, don't show me your incision when you have a operation. I'll put my finger in it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Yo, my brother-in-law had a gallbladder surgery, and he comes over, he lifts up his shirt. Nobody asked him to. Lifts up his shirt. Take a look. This is where they put the thing. They actually had holes where they robotically went in there and did a thing.
Yeah.
And I just went,
they have a device like a thing that goes in.
And it made it easy.
And,
my finger went right. I said, I'm inside you right now. And he started screaming, and then everybody there was a lot. Yeah, he'll never take up his shirt again. I'll tell you that much.
I hope not. Yeah.
But that's just my thing. If I see somebody's got ow, I'll be like, Pook.
So you went through a stitch and everything?
I'm pretty sure I felt his gall.
Huh.
It's right next to the bladder. So
bladder's
anyway,
gone, so you wouldn't feel the bladder.
Yeah, you just feel the gall. Right. So that's it for the injury report. That's all I really had right there. I got a lot of other stuff though to talk about NFL wise.
You couldn't have told us that was it. I mean, we could have picked something else.
Well, listen, I gave you the list, man. I gave you the list. Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't tell us the injury report was so
brief.
Yeah.
Are you upset that there aren't more people hurt?
No, quite honestly.
Do we need to galooly a few people for you?
I thought that this was going to be more in depth.
You were just hoping that you could just sit there and
75 guys, Jeffco, are on the damn COVID list.
Well, that's not the injury report. That's the COVID list.
Not one name.
Well, I got a lot of names on the COVID. I don't consider the COVID injury report. Okay, that's a whole different thing. Arizona Cardinals. Nobody is on the COVID list.
We like that. Yeah.
You play the Lions this weekend, and a bunch of them are on the COVID list.
Hang on, let me start the music over.
They have a lot of defensive players who are out. Their center Evan Brown he's out.
Good. Yeah, good.
And running back Jamal Williams is out with
excellent
COVID.
Yeah.
Now, of course, with your Washington football team, it'd be easier for me to tell you who's not on the list.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. It was 6 this morning. I don't even know what the number's up to now.
Ted Milford,
the entire list
is not
I see
on the COVID list for the Washington football team. Ted Milford.
It's all defense for whatever reason. Everything I see right now is all defense. So, which is, I think, kind of your strong point, right? The defense.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's what showed up in the second half of that game on Sunday was that defense. I don't know what they're going to do without it.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're not going to have to sweat it out over standings anymore. You just you don't worry about playoffs.
Wave the white flag.
Don't worry about what happens
All
next.
right. Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett. Let's go.
Your opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles, have one guy on the list. And that's Quez Watkins, the wide receiver.
And you know who's starting?
Oh, they're wide receiver 4. Nice. Yeah.
You know who's starting for the damn Eagles?
Gardner damn Minshew.
Gardner, the legend, damn Minshew.
That's right. Sorry,
the Mississippi Mudflap himself.
Sorry, Keon. I'm sorry.
So for my game, the Colts have one guy, linebacker Zaire Franklin, and the Patriots, the opponents this week for my Colts, tight end Dalton Keene and running back JJ Taylor. So that's not remarkable in either direction. And Mac Jones having a boo-boo on his thumb. That does kind of matter for me. So,
Mac Jones.
If anybody wants to know about your team, and again, this list I printed might already be expired.
The JJ Taylor thing for the Patriots matters only because they do their running by committee. Right. So that's just one less guy in the committee. So either the other two guys step up, or they're just really short a guy.
Big George says, Jeffrey, to fill time, you could just read the entire COVID-19 NFL list. Yeah, but this is not a 4-hour show, so I'm not going to do that. But if you guys want to know, I will tell you who's got the COVID on your team. The Browns, just everybody. The coaches included, just everybody.
So the entire team, just you're going to mark them down COVID.
May as well. Baker Mayfield's got it. The coaches got it. Jarvis Landry's got it. Austin Hooper's got it. David Njoku has it. Just everybody. Everybody's got it. And the Rams. Everybody on the Rams has got it.
They couldn't have had it a week earlier.
Yeah. A lot of people's got it. Check your fantasy football. See who who's going to screw up your week. Mark Ingram on the Saints. Let's see. I'm just trying to find names of people who matter. I'm not going to read from the Jets list. Doesn't matter. Philip Lindsay for the Dolphins. All of the running backs for the Dolphins. The Myles Gaskin, Salvon Ahmed, Philip Lindsay, and they got another running back, Giuseppe. What's his name? Don't they have that guy still?
Yeah, Gesicki.
Yeah, whatever his name is. He's still there, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Steelers, clear. 49ers, clear. Seahawks, clear. Buccaneers, clear. And that's not bad. Just some teams don't have none, along with the Arizona Cardinals. So Vegas Raiders, Jaguars, none. So anyways, if you guys need to know, let me know.
The lack of leadership in the Jaguars locker room, I'm a little surprised that none for the Jags.
Yeah. I can't explain it. But that's who does and who doesn't. So Mr. Roboto says, look on the bright side. In 10 years, Adam Sandler will convert 70 NFL of these COVID players to his second Oscar. What? I don't understand that one. I don't get that.
Yeah, might have to explain that.
He's going to make a movie in a few years about the
these
COVID
75 outbreak. Players without COVID. They have COVID.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, on the IR, the Lions' pride. Dan Campbell bit off their kneecaps. The end. The cause says, gonna be a snow-nado. How did Mac Jones, by the way, hurt his thumb? When is it? It's always safely nestled in between Belichick's cheeks, isn't it?
Wow.
That was a very Blender text right there. Fed fan says, cow. Another cow. Nope, I think that's the same cow. What's that from?
She must be watching Twister.
There you go. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Kevin James looks more like the real Jake from State Farm, the original commercial, than he does like Sean Payton. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, what kind of a sandwich was it? That was a ham sandwich. It was a ham and provolone cheese on what's his name? That Dave guy's skinny bread with all the all the wheat in it. It was quite nicely. 888-368-1580. So by the way, Saquon Barkley, he's coming back, and he wants you to know that he wants to be the big reason why the Giants will finally turn this season around.
Not behind that offensive line.
Yeah, Saquon, I know you want to be the reason, and you're a hell of a player, but you by yourself cannot turn this entire thing around for the exact reason that Keon just said, which was the offensive line.
Yeah, it's one of the worst in the sport. There's no running back in the NFL that is so good that they can overcome that offensive line. Not unless Barry Sanders is walking through a pair of doors that I've not seen. You can't run the football in modern day football with an offensive line that is bad and a running back that is good.
This is kind of amazing. When I continue his quote, he says, shut up, Keon. That's just my mindset. Okay. That's my thought process. Damn it.
What?
You know, when I got drafted here, Keon, I said, I want to be here the rest of my life. Come on. Wow. I was born in New York. Where were you born, Keon? I'm from Pennsylvania. I live in a house.
Wow.
So he anticipated my poo-pooing his
shut up, Keon. I'm still talking. This is where I started my career, Keon. Where I would love to finish my career.
Up, Keon. He said that.
Stop interrupting, Randy. Says Saquon Barkley. I know this thing is going to turn around. I want to be a part of it.
Hold on. Never mind.
He says it all right there. Can you see it?
He can avoid all the defenders.
Right there.
When was this interview done?
There's no defender that can hit him because apparently Saquon Barkley is clairvoyant.
He knew you guys were going to start a lot of crap on
and
this.
he just made quotes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Brilliant guy then.
I'm a little bit creeped out by this, be honest.
I'll just go ahead and shut up now.
Yeah, Jesus. Mr. Roboto says Bounty Gate equals first dumb Sandler movie. COVID players equal second dumb Sandler movie. Oh,
yeah, okay.
All right. So speaking of dumb, maybe you watched the Packers game on the Sunday Night Football. You got to hear Chris Collinsworth and the old man with the powdery hair.
Now, here's a guy.
Yeah. So during the course of this, they chit-chatting. Yeah, they do that. A lot of chit-chatting. And Collinsworth says about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, have you seen a guy, in particular this year, more honest about everything he could be? What?
Oh, no.
Chris? What? And of course, everybody who heard it, I didn't hear it. I heard about it later, but those guys put me to sleep a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I get a little drowsy when they start talking. But I've always been pro Chris Collinsworth. Like, he's fine. He's all right. This year, he's not. Now I'm joining on get rid of Chris Collinsworth bandwagon. I mean, really, he lied to everybody about his vaccination.
If you mean Aaron Rodgers after he got caught, well, okay, yeah, but everyone can be honest after they get caught. And Kevin Durant became the most honest version of Kevin Durant after he got caught with his burner.
Sure,
Aaron Rodgers hasn't been honest. It's just a fact.
Nope. Yeah,
you can like him as a quarterback. You could prefer him for Jeopardy, but he's not. He hasn't been honest this year. That's just a stone cold fact.
Oh yeah, there's no way I'm playing for that team again. Oh no, actually I'm playing for that team again. There's no, and then this. You know what? Now I know why Danica Patrick dumped his ass.
Chris Collinsworth?
Yeah, they dated for a while too.
Oh. I was wondering.
It was a very odd arrangement. Yeah. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, we will decide again what we are going to talk about in the world of football. I'm doing the Vanna. Nobody even there's no sound effect for the Vanna move where I'm just like all of this stuff. No, it's I guess that does fit, doesn't it? A little bit. Yeah.
It's closer than I thought it would be.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Phoenix Suns are off today. They'll get back at it tomorrow when they match up against the Washington Wizards. NFL football, the Arizona Cardinals, they continue to get sent for their Sunday matchup as they are in Detroit for a matchup against the Lions. The Cardinals are sitting as 13-point favorites, the over-under at 47.5. NFL week number 15 set to get underway on Thursday night, where the Chargers will play host to the Chiefs in a key AFC West matchup. Kansas City, a 3-point favorite. The over-under is sitting at 52. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For the typical family, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. It really is remarkable. There's more than 400,000 members now who have shared more than $4 billion in medical bills. So they can handle your bills too. And here's the thing. If you join before December 15th, they'll waive your new member fee. So that's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second, but call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline, December 15th. So call now and you'll save even more. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
There's something about Chris Paul, man. The guy continues to amaze.
Chris Paul's been Chris Paul his entire career.
Chris Paul, though, has never been the runner-up. It's just a pleasure to watch them play basketball on a nightly basis. Hey, their eye of the tiger, they're hungry. They still want to eat, and it's fun to watch.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Thursday night football, we got the Chiefs and the Chargers at 6 p.m. Then for Sunday night football, we got Saints at Buccaneers. And then next Monday night, Vikings at Bears. The Saturday games, we're going to be on our sister station, Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM.
105.3 FM.
Got the Raiders playing the Browns at 2 p.m. Then the Patriots and my Colts. Is that right? 6 p.m. Oh, wow. I might get home in enough time to watch that. I got a thing I got to do on Saturday. And, actually, that means I get to watch the game. And I got a thing I got to do Sunday morning. And I'm probably going to miss a bunch of the Cardinals game, too. So, it's good to know at least I can see my Colts possibly lose. By the way, Randy just dropped. So if you can take him out of the mix minus so I don't get a horrible echo, I appreciate that. 888-368-1580. So I guess, again, it is up to you, Keon, to choose which NFL topic we talk about now. You have a choice of miscellaneous, onside kicks, Dan Snyder, and, in the surprise round, Danny Ainge, which is not NFL, but, still.
Well, let's go Dan Snyder.
You know Dan Snyder? All right. So now the information is coming out that he not only tried to bribe somebody into, not speaking up or cooperating with he was wanting silence and non-cooperation is what he was trying to get. That was what they called it. And so then we also find out he took former employees to court in an attempt to identify them. So basically, the people who were whistleblowers were afforded protection. And he's like, no, I want to know who these people are. And, so now I guess what happened was Snyder allegedly hired private investigators who showed up uninvited to their houses, contacted friends and relatives, trying to intimidate and discourage them from being in the investigation.
That sounds like Dan Snyder.
Yeah, all that stuff together has to mean that it is the end for Dan Snyder, right? I mean, you have the sexual misconduct, you have all this other stuff. Isn't it enough? Won't this finally be enough?
I mean, the NFL is going to keep playing this game of pretending that they don't know what an awful human being he is, right up until there is definitive proof that the rest of us get to see. Because I'm sure They've seen it. They know it. They have it. Dan is just really in with some of the owners that have a lot of influence. Jerry Jones is his good friend. He's being covered for by a lot of these guys, and they are going to cover for him until they get the opportunity or until they are forced to let go.
All right. So it never works. Here's the thing. When you have somebody in trouble and then you've got powerful people helping protect them, it never lasts, and everybody looks bad for it. So why do they hold on so tightly? Why is Roger Goodell saying, oh, yeah, I do think he's been held accountable? Yeah, I think the organization's been held accountable. I think we gave unprecedented fine. Dan Snyder's not been involved with the organization for at least 4 months. Oh, yeah, who is? Oh, his wife? Oh, you're right. There's no way he's involved. We're obviously focused more on making sure that the policy, some that they put into place prior to this investigation, coming out of it, were put into place, and then they'll be maintained. And then these things will happen in this organization. Oh my God, shut up, Roger Goodell.
Well, Roger Goodell, I don't really care what Roger Goodell has to say on the subject, because anything that comes from the standpoint of investigating owners, Roger Goodell is a sock puppet.
He's a lapdog.
And they stick their hands up Roger Goodell, and he says what they want him to say.
Yeah, it's you've got the Congress now wanting to get involved in this. All of this information, because the Washington Post is reporting it, is coming out. There's no way the NFL can continue to protect him the more this information comes out.
Yeah, especially if the government actually does step in and get to subpoena people. Because here's what happened with the report on what happened with the Washington football team and why none of us have seen this report. It was an oral report. That tells me everything I need to know. It's something shady is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Those things actually happened. And the things that they were accused of, as long as they're not specific, the NFL can just pretend, oh, yeah, nothing's wrong here. Nothing to see here. Meanwhile, Dan Snyder gets to skate on building possibly the most toxic organization in sports.
Yeah, I can't see him skating from this.
No,
at this point.
But someone's going to have to actually make major details come out for the rest of us to see, because the NFL was going to reinstate Ray Rice until we all saw the video.
Where the NFL went wrong was deciding, okay, we're going to flush old Gruden down the toilet here, but we're not going to show anybody any of the rest of our cards. Well, now we know there's other cards, and we know you're being shady. And so now that only got everybody's attention. Had they not done the thing with Gruden, which needed to be done, he's a dirtbag. But when you are picking and choosing which of your own you're going to flush, well, then now we're like, well, what else you got there? What else you got there? NFL, what's going on there? What else is in those emails? What else? And everybody wants to know. And if we know there's bad things, what other bad things? Let's clean house. Let's make this clean.
And it makes the whole thing disingenuous, because we all know that John Gruden wasn't pushed out because he was a dirtbag. I mean, he is, but that's not why they forced him out.
They knew for 10 years he was a dirtbag.
And they didn't mind then. So for them to do that now, if they don't move on Dan Snyder or whoever else that they have in all of those emails, then they don't really care.
All right, let me give you it's not really conspiracy theory. It's just sort of I'm on the outside, of course. I'm looking at this. I feel like Goodell got wind of the stuff Gruden said about him, and he went after him, saying, okay, we're going to take him out. Don't worry, I'll protect the rest of you, but he's going down. What's going to happen is, because he did that, everybody's now focused on all those Washington football team emails and what's going on with the Washington football team. And then all of the, newspapers and all of the news media. And then, of course, now the Congress is, what the hell's going on over there? Now the heat is getting hotter and hotter. And if this all gets peeled back and other people get exposed, and if Dan Snyder loses the Washington football team, that will be the end of Roger Goodell. That's what I think. I think at that point, all the owners are going to go, closed door meeting. Why did you do that? If you hadn't gone after Gruden, all of this would not have been exposed. And that guy would have still had his team. This is your fault, Goodell. You couldn't leave well enough alone. You had to go get revenge on Gruden because he called you names in email. And now look where we are.
Yeah, you pulled the thread on the sweater, and
exactly.
It's starting to unravel a little bit. And I think that there's credence to that theory. I think it works, because How else do you explain it? You can't go after just John Gruden as though there was nobody else in those emails. No one else ever emailed Bruce Allen. Really? No one?
All these guys get up to a level of power they think is, I've got so much power. They can't touch me. Yeah, guess what? Again, remember Donald Sterling. Nobody is absolute power. And the more things get brought to light, and I'm glad when they do, because that's what's right. You don't want racists. You don't want deviants. You don't want people running these toxic situations. And, this is a privilege. Being a part of something like that, it should be seen as a privilege. You make an awful lot of money for that. And, we're trusting you with this. And so any of this nastiness, racism, sexual harassment, or any should be brought to light. So, okay, Goodell, well, you started it. You got your way with Gruden. Now let's see what else is in your bag. Let's see what else is going on there. And it ain't going to end pretty, I don't think, for anybody.
So if Congress gets involved, does all the dirt and all the secrets come to light with the Washington football team? And can they make the NFL take the franchise away from Snyder and give it to somebody else?
No, I don't. They can pressure, they can talk, but really they're a toothless tiger in a proceeding like this. This is just a thing where, you've got investigative reporters attacking this like rabid hyenas. And then the Congress saying, hey, what's going on over there? Well, let's take a look at this. There are certain things that they can impose, and there's certain things that really they can't. But the problem is, if the NFL resists, that could cause other problems for them in other areas down the road. So at that moment, the NFL ownership, maybe even Goodell will say, hey, I've made a lot of money here, but it's time for me to fall on my sword. And he'll go down. And so they will give the Congress their pound of flesh and then keep going on doing their thing. Daniel Snyder will lose his team and Goodell will lose his job.
You think Goodell would take his sword because of Congress investigating Daniel Snyder and the Washington football team?
No, because it's more than that. The Congress is want to know, okay, what is going on with the NFL, not with all this information, the way this is being handled. Congress is more interested in the way the NFL is handling it than what it is going on with the Washington football team. And if you want the answer to would Goodell do this, look up his net worth. Right now, I would imagine he's 400, 500 million bucks rich. He has made more than enough money for a lifetime. And if somebody's got to fall on their sword, it will be Roger Goodell, and that will be enough for the Congress or anybody else who, he might go down on his sword just because the owners are mad at him because Daniel Snyder loses his team.
So what's got to happen for the other owners to vote Snyder out and to take this franchise away from him?
Fear of whatever might come their way. So what's his worth? You look it up?
Well, according to clutchpoints.com, as of last year, he was worth $175 million.
Yeah, I think I could retire on that. That's win the lottery money. I think that if this is what it comes down to, you go out on your shield or, you come back carrying it. He might have to go down on his sword and come back on his shield. That's just the way it works.
And that's part of what he gets paid for. So I'm
sure he'll get a nice severance package too.
Yeah. I don't think that he's going to be all that brokenhearted whenever it's his time to have to walk away.
No, that's just the corrupt world we live in, kids. Now, this is all speculation. We have absolutely nothing but our own view and speculation on what this could be, but the one thing we know for sure, the Washington football team is a corrupt and toxic situation, and Dan Snyder has no business owning that NFL team. And his wife taking over operations, that is just a sham. That is an insult to anybody who thinks that there was really a punishment. I mean, that was the worst, most ineffective way of dealing with this. But Goodell's all proud of it. Like, I think we did. Oh, we held him accountable. Yeah, he's accountable. Oh,
then why won't you release the report, the written report? Why won't you release it? If he's been held accountable, then why can't we see what he's done and what he's actually been held accountable for?
We may never really have a full picture of it, but I think to prevent us from seeing the full picture, that is where Goodell falls on his sword. That is where Daniel Snyder will lose his team. Because once those things happen, The rest of it can kind of fade off into the distance there. Nobody else gets hurt. And that is Goodell's job, to protect the NFL. 888-368-1580. How do we feel about Shad Khan? Is he a good guy? Is he a good owner? Is that a good guy right there? Maybe not the brightest tool in the shed when it comes to hiring coaches, but, Shad Khan seems all right. I mean, he's trying to expand the NFL into England and that sort of thing. But is Shad Khan okay? Is he a good guy?
He seems like an all right guy. I mean, I don't know obviously, but he seems like it.
My mustache is a bit much.
I don't know if he's a good owner, because if you keep hiring bad coaches, then I can't say that you're a good owner. But seems like a good guy.
Well, maybe hire a good GM and let him handle it.
He hasn't been linked with stuff like Snyder we were just talking about. He hasn't been linked with anything like that.
Not as long as Goodell does his job, right? Again,
wow,
horrible. I allegedly. No, it's not even alleged. Anyway, so Shad Khan has come out. Everybody's asking him about the Urban Meyer thing, and he says that he vows to do the right thing with Urban Meyer. Shad Khan has said he will do the right thing. Does that mean he's marrying him? Did he knock him up? Did he impregnate him? What does that mean? Do the right thing. He says, I guess, a lot of word salad. Really, he's dancing because. He says, I'm not impulsive. I learned a long time ago that anything with this important, you don't want to be impulsive. You want to look exactly what I know at firsthand, what people are telling me, and collect everything and do the right thing. I'm going to do the right thing. Oh, you have a history of looking at facts and doing the right thing. Wins, losses, a little bit different. I'm going to go reflect on all of that too, and then do what the right thing is for the team, for the city, and all these things.
It seems like he's saying he wants to fire Urban Meyer, but he doesn't want to fire him yet. And if he says it publicly, then he might as well fire him.
He may as well just fire him. I don't know why he felt like there's so many more paragraphs I could rattle off where it's just a swirl of just not saying anything. But he does say, I'll do the right thing.
Okay. Well, if Urban Meyer still has a job after Monday, whenever the season's over, you didn't do the right thing.
Yeah. I am just baffled. He did mention, though, how he gave other guys 4 years to turn a program around. He gave one guy 4 years to turn a program around, fired him. Gave another guy 4 years to turn That's like, now you're in year 9 of not turning a program around. Why are you giving these guys 4 years? Because now you're 9 years later. Jacksonville, when's the last time they were even decent?
Well, the 2017, was it?
Or that was 3 or so years ago, and they had a good defense, but outside of that, they're kind of like meh.
Yeah, but that was the last time they were decent.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That doesn't count as because then
it just sort of all came together
and then all fell apart immediately.
Yeah, it was, and part of it was they just had that change, that turnover. They didn't want to spend the money, keep the defense together. That's on them. They decided to go rebuild again after being a game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Shad Khan says he will do the right thing. So I guess, yes, this will be Urban Meyer's last year if he's telling the truth.
I think you give most guys 4 years because that's how long it takes to get the players in there that you want, to enforce the scheme that you want, build the culture that you want. But if a guy shows that he's incapable of doing any of those things in year 1, you do not have to wait 3 more years to find out what that's going to look like.
Hey, Randy, can I get a clip for the future? Anytime I talk about Shad Khan, that you just play Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan,
Shaka Khan.
I think I love you. Remember that song?
Shaka Khan, let me see if I can do that.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Sun Devil Niner says, yeah, Shaka Khan. That is some great music right there. Senior Wagenbeck says, what did happen to Shaka Khan? I don't know. Can you look up Shaka Khan, would you? You need the spelling, or do you got this?
I got it.
Okay. Yeah. I know you're younger because I remember in junior high, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. Random Texter says, this just in, the Kansas City Chiefs just scored another touchdown on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
King of Kenton says 2 NFL games on Saturday on the TV on the NFL Network, also available on phone apps and Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. Thanks, King of Kittens. Slow-Mo Zoe, so we'll get back to this. We're running late for a break. We'll come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
Can you tell which pills contain the deadly dose of fentanyl? Neither can your child. Counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl are killing Arizona's youth at an alarming rate. They're cheap, easy to get, and just one pill can kill. Get the facts on fentanyl at talknowaz.com. Talk with your children. Monitor their texts and social media. Visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hi, it's Rosalie the Fantasy Girl. Listen, I love the thrill of winning my weekly fantasy football matchups, but I've discovered something even better. It's peer-to-peer sports betting on Vig Zero. My friends, family, fantasy football league, we can now all put real money on the games against each other. Go to vigzero.com to sign up, and if you want, join my group with the code Fantasy Girl. No casino or bookie taking a cut. Visit vigzero.com. That's VIGZERO.com.
500 apiece, you get to that 5-4. 502 apiece, 1 minute, that's what I had, 150.
The best weekly auction is right here in Arizona. It's only a click of the mouse away from great deals on almost everything. Visit liquidateaz.com for weekly auctions on everyday household items, antiques from around the world, sports and non-sports cards, memorabilia and autographs, comic books, comic character collectibles, Native American, pots, jewelry, rugs, and sterling silver. Liquidateaz.com weekly auctions is the place for great deals on works of art, gold and silver, coins and U.S. currency, gold and sterling jewelry, vintage LP vinyl records, vintage electronics, ham radio, RC cars, planes, and boats. Interested in antique clocks, watches, and timepieces, or a wide variety of sports equipment, including hunting, fishing lures, poles, and gear. How about military collectibles, medals, uniforms, or helmets? All at liquidateaz.com. Looking to liquidate an estate? Liquidateaz.com can help with estate sales and consignment services. Liquidateaz.com for information.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Do you think everybody understands why Urban Meyer needs to go? It's not just the horrible record that the Jaguars have. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Everybody have a full understanding of that, you think?
I sure hope so. I mean, it's because the record by itself, as for a year one coach, that doesn't get you fired necessarily. But that culture is going to be broken if you build it on the foundation of a coach who is, grabbing a girl's butt in a bar when he's supposed to be traveling back with the team, or telling his assistants that he's better than them and making them defend their resumes in front of the team. Like, it's just insane stuff.
Yeah. It's basically college style hazing, right, Randy?
Yeah, definitely. And he's got an assistant coach that's won 2 Super Bowls. Imagine telling this guy, show me why you're not a loser. And this guy walks into the office and goes, bam, here's my 2 Super Bowl rings.
Just let him clink on the desk. Yeah. Clink, clink. All right.
I think it's just the distraction he's been. This is a horrible experiment that's gone wrong. He needs to be replaced.
All right. Well, we all know that he's a shady character from college. We know that. And if you want, just look him up. Well, I'm not going to bore you with that. But since he got in the NFL, let's just go back to his original misstep where he acknowledged that the team favored vaccinated players in the cutdowns. When they would decide who stays on the team, who doesn't. Also, let's remember back in training camp when he was doing things with the players, making them compete for their position,
right?
As if man to man, as if that's the way they were going to be evaluated, like they would in college. Also, I got 2 words for you. Tim Tebow. Come on, man.
Well, he brought him into camp,
but it should have been his 4 words. Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Tight end.
Yeah. Well, if you, I mean, Tim Tebow at quarterback would have been just as depressing. I'd like, and
would have made more sense.
Would it have? I don't know that it would have necessarily, but Tim Tebow at tight end was also a disaster. It would have been a disaster no matter what he did. You know, there's no position that you should have Tim Tebow coming into play.
There's nothing that made sense.
And then you stand in front of the media and say that he legitimately has a shot to make the roster. It just, you either are joking or lying or stupid.
How much money did Tim Tebow walk away with? I mean, he did get cut, but they signed him to a contract. How much of that was guaranteed? So basically, he's like, hey, buddy, come out and we'll have a little fun. You get a chunk of change out of it.
For Tim Tebow, I don't know that it was about the contract, but it was about the opportunity to play professional football. And maybe
still, it's an expenditure of the Jaguars.
I mean, I get that. And I understand what you're saying. But I think on Tim Tebow's side, it was another opportunity to play in the NFL, which has always been his dream. Now, that said, he had the opportunity to be a tight end on at least two occasions that I know about. And he chose not to be a tight end. He chose to walk away from the game. And now all of a sudden his old college coach says, hey, why don't you come over here and try to be a tight end or whatever happened. Maybe Tim Tebow called him up and says, let me try.
Well, the point is
either of those scenarios is absolutely absurd. And I'm not saying that you're absurd, Randy. I'm saying if Urban Meyer did it either of those ways, that's insane.
You're supposed to know better. Get what you're saying. Yeah,
and here's what I think it is. Urban Meyer and the culture in his locker rooms, he's not good at building those. And Tim Tebow was the only reason why his Florida team was salvageable from a human being standpoint. The only reason why is Tim Tebow.
All right, so let's pile on some more. The NFL fined Urban Meyer $100,000 and the Jaguars $200,000 back when he didn't know the OTA rules. And I mean, anyone else you think, all right, maybe that's just honest mistake. All right, maybe it's not a big deal. Now you kind of take a step back and it's like, no, can't give him that one.
Well, you can't because, the year before, here comes Matt Rule out of college, and Matt Rule somehow found a way to know the OTA rules, to know what was and wasn't allowed. Either he read them or someone on his staff informed him. Guys come from college all the time, and maybe they don't all succeed, but they don't all not know the rules.
Wouldn't you hire somebody that knows the rules to be on your staff? And make sure it's their job to inform you of the rules
and listen to them too. So the next thing he does is he ticks off Marvin Jones, who they had to beg to come back, alienated everybody in that receiving group. I don't know what the deal is right now with James Robinson. That's being handled badly. Running back getting benched just because he fumbled.
And of course, the guy who replaced him wound up being Carlos Hyde, who was running back at Ohio State. So the fact that you're favoring an Ohio State guy over the actual best running back who's healthy on the roster is rubbing players on that team the wrong way.
And then your rookie quarterback has to stand up and say, hey, coach, he has the stones to do that. You got to give Trevor Lawrence the credit for that. Hey, coach, this is the guy you need to have back in here. He dropped the ball once. Get him back on the field. What is going on here? And so even your rookie quarterback knows, okay, something ain't right here. And then, of course, what Keon brought up earlier, just belittling his own staff, hazing them, making them look horrible in front of everybody, calling them losers and in front of everybody. And then the thing that, everybody knows, playing grab ass with some gal when the rest of the team is flying home after a loss. You're like, I want to go spend time with my grandkids. If I saw those pictures, I'm like, I'd like to meet your granddaughter because what the hell, man? But no, he is a dirtbag, and that's all there is to it. Did I miss anything? Is there any other things? I mean, I don't need to go back to college. That would take too much time.
Yeah, you might have missed something, but that's only because Urban Meyer in his one season in the NFL is a laundry list of stupid or incompetent or unethical things that he has managed to do. And his first season in the NFL isn't even done yet. Still, he could still add more. Go for the record. Make a coaching tenure
For the record.
ridiculous.
Is there a record of a coach coming in?
I have no idea, but there is now because no one's touching this season that Urban Meyer. It's almost a magical season if you think about it, because it should be impossible.
I screwed up and won a couple games, so all right. So this will be interesting in the next couple of weeks. We'll see how Shad Khan does it right. I'll tell you what, who did it right the other day was the equipment staff for the Buccaneers. They finally got that right. Did you see that? Mike Evans caught the 700th touchdown pass from Tom Brady. And a swarm of equipment guys ran onto the field the moment the ball was on the ground. And they're like, I got it. Like, you almost thought it was like a bunch of Secret Service guys diving on the president to keep him from getting shot. But yes, the 700th career touchdown pass, a walk-off 58-yard catch and run, safe. It was Brad Perryman who did that. But it was Mike Evans wasn't there. I got the guy wrong, but Mike Evans is the one who handed it off to somebody in the last one, the other record ball. So anyway, so props to the Tampa Bay equipment department for making sure that they didn't have to give away a ton more stuff,
Yeah. Signed stuff. I mean, I don't know. The stuff you have to give away doesn't seem that bad. I mean, a few signed jerseys here and there.
I would make a joke about what the cancer kid said about it this time, but he died.
Oh man.
No, I just made that up. I have no idea. I just wanted to see the looks in your faces.
Oh, horror, pure horror, by the way.
I can't help myself. Shall we spin the wheel of sports? No, let's do this first. Let's take care of this. Let's do on this date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1897, the very first pitching machine created by Princeton professor Charles E. Hinton was demonstrated in the university's gymnasium. The mathematics instructor device resembled a rifle which shot the baseball towards the batter. The new machine caused several injuries, which resulted in Hinton's immediate dismissal from Princeton that year. Back to me, Jeffrey. Yeah, it's a true story, but they realized, he's like, he didn't have a chance to tell him. He's like, no, it's versatile. We can change the speeds. And so I guess University of Minnesota was like, oh, yeah, sure. We'd like to take a look at that thing. That's kind of fascinating. And so they figured it out. And, they had like a special muzzle thing, and he did some improvements to it. And there you go. There it is. That's actual audio of that pitching machine. Well, I thought it was weird he gave me this one and not the one where today's the day where those Eagles fans were throwing batteries and snowballs at Santa Claus when they realized they weren't getting O.J. Simpson. That's actual audio from Eagles fans taking shots at Santa. I was surprised that wasn't there, but I love this one. I love the line, the new machine caused several injuries. Oh, God! What the heck? No! Yeah! So later on, the machine was able to fire curveballs and stuff like that too. And yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Some poor guy standing over there. I wasn't even up to bat. That's not fair.
I'm glad I didn't have to stand in on that one.
Yeah, just
chin music from a pitching machine. It's not.
Wow.
Oh, I'm the janitor. Why? Thundar the Santa Barbarian says, guys. Urban Meyer's season as an NFL coach is almost as shady as a number of his players were when he was a college coach. Kind of makes it easy to understand why so many of his players were always wrapped up in scandal when he was over at the old OSU.
He coached Aaron Hernandez, who might have been committing crimes while he was a Gator.
Yeah.
You can kind of assume so, yeah.
Just some police reports from that time period are troubling.
Well, no time for the wheel of sports. King Kitten says, it's really cold outside. Night, boys. Fed Fan says, have a good evening, everybody. I'm off to my ex-sister-in-law to have homemade chili and cornbread. That's right, cornbread. Anytime somebody says they're going to hang out with their ex-something-in-law, I got questions. I got questions and curiosities. I don't know.
Well, we stayed friends.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radio again tomorrow at 3 p.m. And that's right, full 3-hour show. And after that, we got the Chiefs and Chargers at 6 p.m. for your Thursday night football. We should just bill it as Thursday night football that doesn't suck here on 1580 The Fanatic. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.